decisions, but I also think they want to see him catch the football and then also see what he can do with the ball in his hands.
Hardy has averaged 12.6 yards per punt return in the preseason, had a game-high 31-yard return in the second quarter last week. Unfortunately, the Bills also came out of last Saturday's game with some additional injuries, the most serious of which were suffered on offense. For more on that, we check in with our sideline reporter, Sal Capaccio. Good afternoon, Sal.
Hi, guys. How are you? Great day today down here at Highmark Stadium for sure. You're right about that, Chris. Listen, the Bills are dealing with injuries at a number of positions. Today, it's a little bit tricky because they had to sign another quarterback in addition to signing Ben DiNucci for last week. Anthony Brown is on the Bills roster now. This is a young man who had a really nice college career at Boston College and Oregon. One start in the NFL with the Ravens. He actually threw for close to 300 yards that game a couple of years ago. But I expect to see Anthony Brown in uniform, but that's because Mitch Trubisky, and playing on the field, I should say, that's because Mitch Trubisky is banged up. We will not see him today, and the Bills are going to have to figure out how to do this as roster cuts are looming. Your first sideline report is brought to you by Richmond Vona, personal injury attorneys. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Vona.
And then, Sal, do you think the injuries to Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Quentin Morris last week could have the coaching staff looking a little bit differently or maybe a little deeper at the receiver and tight end positions today?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think Zach Davidson, a tight end, has had an excellent offseason. You go back to mini camp, OTAs, he really rolled that into training camp. He doesn't quite do as much as Quentin Morris. They really like Quentin Morris. But right now, Quentin Morris has a shoulder injury, so you have to decide what his availability is going to be for week one. That's one decision they're going to have to make. And then as far as Marquez Valdez-Scantling, look, this is a player that I think we're going to rely on as a veteran. He can stretch the field a little bit, but right now, they're going to have to make some decision on his availability with his neck injury and how all that's going to shake out. So that's opportunity today. Another opportunity for Tyrell Shavers, KJ Hamler, Andy Isabella, even Justin Shorter, who I think is making a late push here.
And Sal, to that point, we've got a lot of second and third teamers playing this afternoon, trying to make a case for the roster or at the very least the practice squad. Who might be a couple of players to keep an eye on this afternoon?
I think first and foremost, you look at Daquan Hardy in the return game. This is a young man who he fielded every punt last week. Now look, he's done a nice job, but some questionable decision making as well. That's going to happen with a rookie. They need to make sure they can feel comfortable with his decision making, because I'll tell you why, Chris. I think they would also like him to be a depth piece on defense. This is a tough as nails young man coming out of Penn State. I know he's only 5'9", 180, but he's actually played a little bit on the boundary. And I think that's because they're trying to figure out how they can make sure they can utilize everything that he brings to the table and have him maybe as the return man. We'll see where that goes today. And then on the other side, Cedric Van Pran Granger, the center. Now, this is a draft pick for the Bills, who a lot of people really thought would be maybe the number 2 center, but that's been Alec Anderson so far. That being said, with Will Clapp's injuries in the concussion protocol, actually, Cedric Van Pran Granger might get a nice long look today, and we can start to figure out what the Bills feel about the offensive line depth.
All right, thanks very much, Sal. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Yeah, Van Pran Granger looks like he is going to get the start today by virtue of that injury to Clapp in concussion protocol. And then knowing Alec Anderson has already got his kick at the cat at center earlier in the preseason, he's going to move to guard today, leaving Van Pran Granger to man the pivot to start this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an entire half in the pivot. We'll take a break here, but be back with more in a moment. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
The Buffalo Bills pregame show is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com.
By Houghton University. Discover a surprisingly affordable Christ-centered university right here in New York.
By Verizon, the official 5G network of the Buffalo Bills.
By Tullamore Dew. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
And by Haynes Supply. From our Buffalo roots to nationwide sales and service, we are your industrial contractor supplier.
Great care depends on strong connections. And in this time of rapidly changing healthcare needs, United Healthcare is helping you stay connected to the people and services you depend on in many important ways. From virtual doctor visits to prescriptions delivered by mail to 24/7 one-on-one support. When you choose a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan, we'll help you get the care you need quickly and easily. To learn more, call United Healthcare today at 844-861-7310.
Freed Maxick is one of the largest locally owned public accounting firms in the Western New York region and a top 100 CPA firm in the nation. Freed Maxick has over 300 employees who enjoy a wide range of unique benefits. Freed Maxick has opportunities at all levels for in-person and remote talent. Join the Freed Maxick team and start or continue your career with a world-class firm. Visit our website at freedmaxick.com/careers to learn more and apply. Freed Maxick. Trust earned.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. From Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love and hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
For great deals, visit your local upstate Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Excludes Civic Si and Type R based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
After a truck hit me, my attorneys at the Barnes firm got me $5 million. 5 times more than insurance offered.
Hi, I'm Rich Barnes. Do you have a case? Call the Barnes firm now. You might be surprised.
My attorneys at the Barnes firm settled my job accident case for 65 times more than insurance said they'd pay. Glad I called.
What's your case worth? Call our Buffalo office now and find out.
Past results don't predict future outcomes. 451 grinder, 500 Pearl.
For everything your home needs, trust the friendly community team that's been in charge for over 100 years. 24/7 heating and cooling, plumbing and drains, and electrical services, backed by multiple guarantees and warranties. Reimer has been ready for New York homeowners since 1921. If your furnace or boiler leaks, AC quits, drains clog, or power goes out, go with the Rhino. Get Reimer on the horn. Visit callreimer.com today.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Welcome back to Highmark Stadium. Chris Brown, Eric Wood with you as we get you set for kickoff in about 15 minutes' time. And it's time for Eric's University of Knowledge, brought to you by Houghton University. Discover a surprisingly affordable, Christ-centered university right here in Western New York. We were just talking about it right before the break, Eric. Cedric Van Pran Granger moves up a notch. He'll be in the starting lineup tonight this afternoon with the starters not playing. And what I need to ask you about that is when you get a player that moves up the depth chart and is dropped in with a new set of line mates in the center position, how do you quickly get acclimated to playing with 4 new guys up front?
Yeah, so it takes time under task. So this week in practice, I'm sure they inserted Cedric into the middle of that offensive line. They're trying to get on the same page as far as double teams go, how they're going to fit their run blocks. Pass protection should take care of itself, but you understand, where your help is, how you're going to set in unison so you're all on the same level. It takes some time under task to get that down, and we'll see how all that work this week of practice paid off here today.
Doing it with a relatively new quarterback as well, whether it's Ben DiNucci or Anthony Brown. Time now, though, for Eric's keys to the game, which are brought to you by the Western New York Ford dealers and the all-purpose, affordable Ford Bronco Sport.
The first 2 keys in this final preseason game are about evaluations. The Bills, right now, with Mitch Trubisky on the shelf with the knee injury, have to evaluate this backup quarterback position and see if they're going to need to, at cutdown, try and go after a different backup quarterback. That depends on how long Mitch is going to be out. And also, they're going to truly evaluate today Ben DiNucci and Anthony Brown. So number 1, they got to evaluate these backup quarterbacks. Number 2, can Buffalo Joe do it again? Can Joe Andreessen build off the success that he showed last week against the Steelers and make a final push to make this 53-man roster come Tuesday? And number 3, even though we will not have many starters out there, if any, that will be playing in the opener against the Cardinals in a couple weeks, the Bills need to stay healthy. Many of these guys will have roles on special teams. They will provide quality depth throughout this season, especially early in the season. And so the Bills, who have been bitten pretty hard this season by the injury bug, need to stay healthy.
So you mentioned DiNucci and Anthony Brown, 2 quarterbacks that have been here for a combined 2 weeks. Anthony Brown just signing last Tuesday. My question to you is, because this entered my mind as I was driving here this morning, if you're a receiver trying to make this roster, this is your last chance to make an impression, and you've got 2 brand new quarterbacks dropped into the fray. How much is your opportunity compromised by the reduced playbook and passing game?
It's definitely compromised. And look, when Mitch Trubisky went down last week, the Bills couldn't get Ben DiNucci hurt. We saw them run the ball almost the entire second half. And so, look, there's so much that goes into the evaluation of that final 53-man roster that the preseason games, yes, they matter, but it's the entire book of work. It's what you did all throughout the spring and OTAs. It's what happened all throughout training camp that's going to matter come Tuesday. And so while the chance to shine for many of these backup receivers has not been there this preseason, we've seen less than stellar quarterback play from the reserves going in at the quarterback position. The Bills still are able to evaluate those guys, even if those opportunities aren't truly coming here in these preseason games.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, this Carolina Panthers team is going to play their starters for the first time this preseason as they sat for each of the first two games. First-year head coach Dave Canales attributed that to the fact that a lot of their starting offensive linemen were banged up, not fit to play, didn't want to put their quarterback Bryce Young out there in that kind of a situation. They did get some exposure in the joint practices with the Jets, and even though they are going to play here, it doesn't sound like they're going to play very long.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to, but look, this is a Carolina team that had a horrendous season last year. You have a brand new head coach, brand new scheme on both offense and defense. You want to get these guys some reps, and you would love to see them, if you're the Panthers, come out of here with some confidence. A couple quality series. Look, I've been on teams in this situation and played in the final preseason game as a starter because we were looking to gain some momentum going into the season. And look, you draft Bryce Young #1 overall last year. Everyone saw the rise of C.J. Stroud, who was drafted one pick later. They would love to see Bryce Young come into his own in year 2 in Carolina.
Two players who will get a lot of run on defense are pass rushers Kingsley Jonathan and rookie fifth-round pick Javon Solomon, who both flashed last week against Pittsburgh. Defensive end, Eric, is a position flush with talent, and we've seen Brandon Beane in the past at cutdown time move a player that they don't have room for that he thinks is worthy of a 53-man active roster spot and possibly add some draft capital. It seems like that could be a possibility at the defensive end position.
It definitely could be. And look, the top 4 defensive ends are likely accounted for in Von Miller, A.J. Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, and Dwayne Smoot. And so beyond that, who becomes that next guy? And that next guy is likely going to play a good amount of snaps this year for the Bills because of what we've heard with Von Miller likely to be used as a situational pass rusher, a pass rush specialist at this point of his career. That's where they feel like he's going to be in the best position to succeed. So whether it's Javon Solomon or it's Kingsley Jonathan, it's got to be a guy that can actually come in and contribute early in the season. Right now, Javon Solomon, to me, coming in as a draft pick and what he's flashed in the preseason, has me excited and has me optimistic that he may be the one to make that final 53, where Kingsley Jonathan may be a guy that you try and get to the practice squad, but there's no guarantees. It happened before in Buffalo where Kingsley Jonathan was picked up off of waivers. They weren't able to get him back on the practice squad. This game today, and who is more productive out of the two of those, could go a long way in determining who is that 5th defensive end this year.
And another factor in that competition is Casey Toohill, who has not played yet in the preseason. He is going to start today and probably get a lot of run as well. He is part of that competition as well. Eric, you did not experience the anxiety that some of these players today are going through. You were a first-round pick. You were pretty much a lock on the roster unless you fell flat on your face and looked god-awful, and that obviously did not happen. So what do you remember about the nervous energy in the locker room on a day like this for back half of the roster guys, knowing this is the last opportunity?
Yeah, and look, the reality is many guys that are going to be playing for the Bills today, this might be the last time they ever put on a Bills uniform, and for some of them, it might be the last time they ever put on an NFL uniform. And so, yes, there is some anxiety, there's some nerves. Sean McDermott will do a great job last night and into the messaging for today. Look, you've put in the work. You are prepared. Just go out and play freely. The mistakes are going to happen. There's never a perfect game in football that any individual player is going to play. You can always nitpick something from a game, and so just go out, play free, and let all of the work that you've put in be on display. And look, they're going to get a lot of support from the guys on the sideline. Sean McDermott is going to be all over those starters to not be goofing around the sideline, get the play call, stay locked in, and have some respect for the guys that are out there fighting for either a spot on this Bills team, the practice squad, or another team around the NFL.
And speaking of auditions, it's also the final audition for defensive coordinator Bobby Babich to convince his head coach he is fit to call plays for this defense once we get to the regular season. I asked him this week, I said, what is on your checklist for your last audition? And he said, really, I'm not thinking about myself this week. I'm thinking about putting the players in the best situation possible so they can put their best foot forward in trying to make a case for a roster spot. But the fact remains, he's got some convincing left to do today. It's his last opportunity.
He does, and it's so interesting because, and this is where you evaluate training camp practices and practices heading into these preseason games almost as much as the games, because you're going to have such a limited game plan here against the Panthers. Maybe you're not judging Bobby fully off that, but it's great for Bobby to just get one additional rep, continue the communication, whether it's to the sideline in between series or to the guys on the field. And Bobby Babich seems to me like he's going to be the one calling plays this season.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Listen to groundbreaking interviews and thrilling play-by-play all season long. Touchdown! On SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Let's take a moment to honor the brave men and women of our military and thank them for all the sacrifices they have made to keep us safe. We salute you. This salute is proudly presented by Hiller Comerford Injury and Disability Law, fighting to get our veterans the disability benefits they deserve. It's Hiller time. The coin toss and opening kickoff are coming up. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry who keeps and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
The following is a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
This is Buffalo Bills preseason football. Who's got what it takes to be a Buffalo Bill? Who will make the team? And who won't? Those questions and more are about to be answered.
Buffalo Bills football is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, go to northwest.com. Now, live from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, here's Sal Capaccio, Eric Wood, and your new voice of the Buffalo Bills, Chris Brown.
All right, welcome back to Highmark Stadium as we get set for kickoff between the Bills and Panthers in this preseason finale. We're getting set for the coin toss here as Reed Ferguson and Terrell Bernard head out to midfield as the captains for Buffalo. And head referee today is Alan Eck, now in his second year as a head official, as The players greet one another at midfield. Bills wearing their all-white uniforms today with the blue numbers, and the Panthers wearing their bright blue jerseys with white numbers, white pants, as Bryce Young is out there along with Adam Thielen. And apparently Alan Eck doesn't put his microphone on, so we'll try to find out what's going on here just based on hand signals as the coin toss has happened. So it looks like the Bills have won the toss and elected to defer, and Carolina will receive. Bills will be kicking towards the tunnel end, much like they did in their last home preseason game. Today's starting lineups brought to you by Losi and Ganji, workers' compensation and personal injury attorneys working hard for hard-working Western New Yorkers. First for the Bills offense at wide receiver, Tyrell Shavers and Justin Shorter. At tight end, Zach Davidson and Trey McKitty. Left tackle, Tylen Grable. Left guard, Lyle Collins. Center, Cedric Van Peren Granger. Alec Anderson at right guard. Ryan Vandermark at right tackle.
Mic check, referee, mic check.
The quarterback is Ben DiNucci and the running back Darrington Evans. For the Bills defense, at defensive end, Javon Solomon and Casey Toohill. At defensive tackle, Deshaun Williams and Branson Dean, the undrafted rookie. At linebacker, Joe Andreessen and Deion Jones. At corner, Kyer Elam and Jamarcus Ingram. And at the nickel corner to Corey Couch. At safety, Kareem Jackson and Kendall Williamson. So just like in the preseason opener when they won the toss and deferred, Bills kicking away here to the Panthers. Deep to return for Carolina is David Moore. And Mike Boone, the running back. They're perched at the 5-yard line. The opening kickoff brought to you by Tullamore Dew. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Not nearly as windy in this one, Eric, as the preseason opener was when the wind was whipping here in Orchard Park.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is a perfect day here in Orchard Park. A light breeze. It's supposed to be a high of 76 here today. This is about as good a football weather as you can get.
So it's week 3 of the dynamic kickoff as Tyler Bass stands by himself at his own 35-yard line. The other 10 coverage players at the opposing 40, with the Panthers return unit just 5 yards from them in the setup zone between their own 30 and 35. 2 returners back, which is allowable. Kick is a pooch job that is caught by Moore at about the 3-yard line. Comes up the right side, tries to reverse his field, gets away from one tackler, but to Corey Couch is on the scene and takes him down after a very short return. Not the best of drive starts for Carolina as they're going to get set up at their own 15-yard line, and special teams coordinator Matt Smiley very happy with that coverage.
Yeah, and with your coverage units lined up on the 40-yard line already, those line drive pooch kicks, which used to be terrible for the kickoff team because your guys couldn't get down there and cover as fast, now those guys are already at the 40, so we see it there. That might be a strategy the Bills implement this season.
2 receivers to the left and a 2 tight end set as Bryce Young is in the pistol here with Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. Play clock down to 5. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Going to roll out to his right. Flings it to the right flat. Complete to Jordan Matthews. Complete at the 20, and he gets out to the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 on the play.
Bobby Babich calling plays for the Bills defense. Fires to Corey Couch off the left side of the Panthers offense. So they blitz the nickel on the first play of the game. It's picked up well by the Panthers. They have a play action rollout, completion for 8 yards.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right here on 2nd and 2 for the Panthers. Young in the shotgun. 2nd and 2 from the Panthers 23. 6 on the play clock as Hubbard goes in motion out of the backfield. Snap to Young, stands tall in the pocket and completes it over the middle. And pulling it down there, Jatavian Sanders, the rookie tight end out of Texas. Kareem Jackson on the tackle.
Deion Jones, the veteran linebacker for the Bills, was in coverage there. It's zone coverage. He slips and falls a little bit on this Highmark Stadium turf, which leaves Sanders wide open for an easy completion from Bryce Young.
It's a 13-yard pass play out to the 36 and a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hubbard to the left of Young in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Hubbard right up the gut, but he's tackled from behind by Andreessen, but not before a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, they sent Thielen in motion there, going from right to left. across the formation, and that caused the Bills to not play downhill as fast. They're able to pick up 5 yards, and as Andreessen makes that tackle, the Buffalo native gets a strong ovation from this Highmark Stadium crowd.
Yeah, as soon as the PR announcer announced him as the tackler, there was a rise in the audible level from the fans here in attendance. 2 tight ends set here, receiver to each side. Young in the pistol with Hubbard behind him. It's a 2nd and 5 at the 41. Here's the snap. Hand off to Hubbard, gonna choose his hole over the left side. Tackled by Williamson, but he gets beyond the first down marker for a gain of 6 as the Panthers will move the sticks again.
Yeah, right now, the Bills' backups on defense are going against the first-string offense of the Panthers. They're getting pushed off the ball right now in the run game. They're going to sub out the defensive tackles now. Eli Anku and Deshaun Williams coming to the sideline for a break, and we have Dean and I believe
Rondell Bothroyd.
Yep.
And 2 undrafted rookies there on the defensive interior here on 1st and 10 from the 47. Young in the shotgun takes the handoff and gives it to Hubbard. Hard hit out on the edge there by Jamarcus Ingram, who lowered the wood right at midfield. It's a gain of 4 on the carry.
Jamarcus Ingram is a guy that has caught a lot of noise during training camp. He is a guy who's 6'2". They have him working in the slot more this year. This game, he's going to start out on the edge. Those guys with that type of versatility on the outside where you can play in the slot or a boundary or wide side of the field corner, those guys are extremely valuable.
Inverted wishbone here from the Panthers with Young in the shotgun. Takes the handoff to Hubbard, back to pass. He's looking deep, but pressure coming. He gets away from it, rolls out, spins away from another tackle, and is crunched at the 49-yard line to Corey Couch on the tackle.
That is not the hit that you want your starting quarterback taking in this final preseason game. You know, if he's going to the sideline, I would expect Dave Canales to say, hey, look, Bryce, when you get in that situation, just go down. We need you for week 1, because he takes a heck of a shot at the end of this one from Corey Couch.
Corey Couch, the undrafted rookie out of Miami, playing nickel here to start today. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left on 3rd and 6. Young in the shotgun here, play clock down to 6. Here's the snap, back to pass, looks to the right flat, complete, but tackled immediately, and there is to Corey Couch again. And the punt team's going to come out for the Panthers here as there's some extracurricular activity as Jonathan Mingo was getting into it. He made the catch. Javon Solomon got in there for some pushing and shoving after the play. No flags fly.
I think the officials just had their back turned to it because Corey Couch took a big shot from one of the Panthers' offensive linemen, Iquanu, at the end of that one. That should have definitely been a personal foul and potentially the retaliation from the others. And it looks like the Panthers are going to keep their starting offense on the field. 4th and 3 coming up from the Bills' 46. This would be a major win for the Bills if they can get off the field here on 4th down against the Panthers' starting offense.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for the Panthers here on 4th and 3 as the crowd realizes they're going for it and is getting into it. 4 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Back to pass, has time, pocket collapsing, escapes to his left, throws it to the left sideline, and it's complete and caught by Deontay Johnson down at the 29-yard line.
Deontay Johnson comes over from the Steelers, talking to some people in the Panthers organization. They're very excited about what he can bring to this Panthers offense that a year ago was last in the NFL in scoring. I thought Javon Solomon was going to have a chance to get Bryce Young for the sack and force a turnover on downs, just barely misses him. And with Bryce Young scrambling out of the pocket and creating extra time, he just creates, Deontay Johnson just creates enough separation to get the first.
17 yards on that pass play as Johnson spun away from Corey Couch. He turned him into the ground like a top. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 29. High snap, but Young handles it. Going to roll out to the right, fires, and it's complete to Thielen. Down to the 10 and the 8-yard line before he's tackled by Jamarcus Ingram. It's going to be 1st and goal, Carolina, with 9 minutes left and counting here in the first quarter. We are scoreless.
These play-action rollouts have been used a lot against the Bills. It started with Caleb Williams the first week against the Bears, continued last week and then here today. Generally, you're going to game plan for those harder than the Bills are right now, but when you're getting pushed off the ball, you have to commit to the run. So when they run that hard play action, it's likely going to open up some holes at the second level of the defense.
Young in the shotgun, 2 receivers right. Deontay Johnson on the left. Miles Sanders to the right of Young in the shotgun as Mingo comes in motion left to right. Back to pass. Young looking left. Heaves it to the back corner of the end zone, and nobody's home as it goes incomplete. That looked like more of a throwaway than anything else, Eric.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage, and that's a great job by Jamarcus Ingram, running stride for stride with the intended target, Deontay Johnson, and that's a great rep. And so the Bills, yes, they want to win this game today, but a lot of it is about evaluating each and every one of the players out in the field right there, and even throughout this series, I've been extremely impressed with Jamarcus Ingram.
Chuba Hubbard checks back in at running back. He's to the right of Young in the shotgun here. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. With 8:19 left in this opening quarter, no score. 2nd and goal from the 8. Takes the snap, looks left, fade ball for Deontay Johnson. Some hand fighting there. It goes incomplete. Johnson's looking for a flag, but there will not be one as Ingram was in coverage.
Yeah, generally you see a wide receiver with a height advantage over the corners there. They try and throw a fade route to the 5'10" Deontay Johnson, and Jamarcus Ingram at 6'2". He's got the advantage in that situation. Did a great job of being physical, but letting up when that ball's in the air, and that's another great rep by Jamarcus Ingram.
We're coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Big 3rd and goal here from the 8 for the Panthers. Play clock down to 6. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Here's the snap. Back to pass, looks quick over the middle, wide open. And in for the touchdown is Jordan Matthews. An 8-yard touchdown reception by a player who was formerly acquired by the Bills via trade back in 2017, but has now resuscitated his career as a tight end. He was a receiver with the Bills, trying to keep his career going as a tight end, and a nice play there as he was wide open, Eric.
Yeah, there was miscommunication at the linebacker position. Both Deion Jones and Joe Andreessen ran with the running back, completely left Jordan Matthews wide open in the middle of the field for the easy touchdown.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the extra point attempt. Here's the snap. Hold is down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 8:12 left in this opening quarter, and the Panthers strike first on their opening possession. They lead 7-0. If you're in a car crash, call the Barnes Firm. Our hometown attorneys want to help you get the best result possible. Call 1-800-8-million. It could be the best call you make. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Earth movers, aerial lifts, compaction, concrete equipment, forklifts, telehandlers, and a whole lot more. Skyworks Equipment Rental has the right construction equipment and tools you need to get the job done. With locations across the Northeast, Midwest, Southeast, and delivering to job sites nationwide, you can trust Skyworks to deploy equipment when and where you need it. To rent, purchase, or to schedule service for your own equipment with our factory-trained technicians, visit SkyworksLLC.com. Skyworks, building America from the ground up.
Dear football fans, Toyota's roster of all-star vehicles are ready for kickoff. Drive the field in style with a Camry or Corolla. Upgrade your ground game with the versatile RAV4. Or there's Grand Highlander and Tundra, our full-size Defenders. And here's an extra point. All these vehicles come with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Visit Toyota.com or head to your local Toyota dealership. Toyota, let's go places.
In business, success is never by chance. You know that better than anyone. So why settle for a marketing agency that gambles with your money? At Scale Marketing, we've been in your shoes. Our founders successfully owned and operated businesses long before becoming marketers. They understand the business of, well, business. We specialize in performance marketing for mid-sized B2C companies with teams of over 100 people, from traditional and digital marketing to media buying, data science, and creative production. Scale Marketing manages it all. Our tailored strategies drive measurable growth, turning your challenges into opportunities. Imagine your company leading the market, not just participating in it. That's what we do at Scale Marketing. Don't let your business growth plateau or underperform. Scale Marketing will pinpoint exactly what you need to focus on, ensuring your success isn't left to chance. Take your business to the next level with Scale Marketing. Visit scalemarketing.com today. That's scalemarketing.com.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
It's Kids Day here at Highmark Stadium, and guys, it's living up to its name. Lots of kids in the stands today, having a good time, trying to get players' attention. Of course, preseason games a little easier to get some players' attention, get some autographs before the game, but great to see so many young, smiling faces in such beautiful weather here at Highmark Stadium. This sideline report is brought to you by Richmond Vona Personal Injury Attorneys. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Vona.
Thanks very much, Sal. Ty Johnson and Daquan Hardy back to return as the kick's up and away. Johnson going to take it at the 5. Out to the 10, 15, 20. Tries to cut it up the field, gets away from one tackle, and spins his way down to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Eric, I think we're assured that Ty Johnson's on this roster, but he's been injured, hasn't had any kick return opportunities. Coach McDermott wanted him to get some today.
Yeah, and many people think that running backs are going to be utilized more primarily this year in the kick returns. With the way that the returns are setting up now, it's more of a run play, and so I expect Ty Johnson to be back there week 1.
Out comes Ben DiNucci with the offense. 1st and 10 from the 26, under center. Quick throw out in the flat to Tyrell Shavers, but it was behind him as he ran the slant towards the middle of the field, and the pass was off the mark, incomplete.
Yeah, DiNucci steps back one step and fires this one and just puts it behind him. I'm not sure if that's a miscommunication where he wanted Shavers to sit there. But look, these guys with these backup quarterbacks, DiNucci only being here for 2 weeks, not a lot of time under task. You expect to see results like that at times.
DiNucci in the shotgun here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Darrington Evans in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's going to catch it out of the right flat. Gets away from a tackler. Tries to shake another. And rolls his way out to the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. The Bills' first drive of the game brought to you by your Upstate Honda dealers. For great deals on the Honda Prologue and the entire Honda lineup, visit your Upstate Honda dealer today.
Yeah, Darrington Evans is going to get a lot of opportunities here with the ball in his hands. Played well last week against Pittsburgh. It's a crowded running back room here in Buffalo, but this is a guy that has played snaps around the league, not just on the Bills. We'll see if he could potentially make the practice squad or another roster.
Here's the snap to DiNucci, throws it out to the right side, complete to Shavers for a first down as DiNucci threaded the needle between 2 defenders for the completion, as the Bills will move the sticks to Sean Jamison on the tackle.
It's a nice throw there by DiNucci, and on the outside, Shavers runs a quick comeback, does a nice job of catching the ball with contact on the outside. It's always interesting to me to see in these situations, who are the quarterbacks going to? Who do they trust the most? Who do they think is going to make the plays? Well, of both the passes to a wide receiver, both have gone to Shavers here early.
7-yard gain on the play. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The lone setback is Evans. Fakes the handoff, going to roll out. DiNucci throwing down the right sideline and breaking up the pass intended for Shorter there was the safety, Nick Scott.
Hard to tell if he got a hand on this one or is just got in front of it and then it went off of Shorter. The ball a little behind Justin Shorter as he was going across the formation at the second level of the defense from left to right, a little behind him, and allowed the Panthers defender to get his hand in front of that one.
Timing of the passing game was something that Sean McDermott had on his checklist here, even though it was backups. DiNucci with another quick hitter. This one goes to KJ Hamler in the left slot, shakes a defender and gets out to the 44-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
And the Bills saying early on here, we want to evaluate these wide receivers. They're throwing the ball on almost every single play to start this game. You know, they want to evaluate DiNucci in this game. Can he be that week 1 backup if Mitch Trubisky doesn't get back from injury?
6:17 and counting in this first quarter. Bills down 7-0. First possession of the game. DiNucci in the shotgun. Evans to his left in the backfield as Hamler comes in motion left to right. Here's the snap. Bobbled by DiNucci. Picks it up. Leaves the pocket to his right. Gonna tuck it and run as he's got the first down and more, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line into Carolina territory.
It's a nice play by DiNucci on the snap. It was a touch low, maybe at thigh level height. Likely a ball that he needs to catch there, but a good job of showing some playmaking ability by DiNucci to move the sticks, get to pick up the first down with his legs.
A 9-yard scramble by DiNucci sets up 1st and 10 at the Panthers' 45. He's going to go under center here. Gives it to the lone setback, Evans, and he meets the linebacker in the hole and is able to fall forward for a 3-yard gain as the tackle was made there by Cam Gill, the linebacker. Let's go down the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, one of the ways to evaluate these receivers is actually in the blocking game, too. As you guys know, Justin Shorter with a really nice block on that Ben DiNucci run down the field. He really sealed off the cornerback.
3 receivers to the left. Tight end on the right side. DiNucci in the shotgun here as Frank Gore Jr. is checked in. Fakes the handoff to him. Lofted pass to Hamler in the left slot. Has blockers in front, but a nice tackle there in the open field by Shaq Thompson, the veteran linebacker, as Hamler gets down to the 39-yard line.
I listened to Arthur Moats, former Bills edge rusher, on a podcast this week. He's a James Madison grad, so familiar with Ben DiNucci, and he was talking about his game, and he said one of the most underrated parts about his game is his athleticism. We've seen that on display early on with a nice run for the previous first down.
DiNucci in the shotgun here. 3 receivers to the right. The tight end McKitty on the left. Here's the snap. Handoff going to go to Gore. Has a nice hole over the right side, plowing his way forward to make sure he gets past the first down marker, and he does. Down to the 34. Frank Gore may not be the biggest back, but he packs a punch. Derek Brown on the stop.
He does. He really impressed me last week against the Steelers. He had some incredible cuts at the line of scrimmage to be able to find the openings in the Steelers' defense. He showed great speed, and then I like the way he finishes his runs. Reminds me a lot of his dad. He'll lower the shoulder, pick up a couple extra yards at the end of the runs, and there he keeps his feet moving. He got hit about a half yard short of the first down. Picks up an extra yard and a half for the first.
DiNucci in the shotgun, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Looking left, pressure coming off that side. Heaves it over the middle, and is it intercepted? It looks like it is. Tipped by Shaq Thompson in the air, and his teammate Kaylavon Chason with the interception. But are the refs going to say it touched the ground? I think they are.
Yeah, Josh Allen often gets away with rolling out to his right and throwing back across the field. DiNucci there almost threw an interception doing that. He didn't identify the blitz of the Panthers coming off the left side of the Bills' offense, scrambles to his right and then throws back across the field.
It's an incomplete pass. Second down.
So Kaylavon Chason peeled off from his pass rushing spot after the pass was released, turned after his teammate tipped the ball and almost made a fingertip grab, but it did hit the turf. So it is not an interception, and the Bills' drive will continue here, 2nd and 10 at the Carolina 34. DiNucci in the shotgun here, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gore in the backfield. DiNucci back to pass, looking to the left sideline, complete to Shavers at the 25. They're going to mark his forward progress actually at the 26. That's going to set up 3rd and short here. DiCaprio Boodle, one of the best names in the league on the tackle there.
It's a nice play by Shavers there on the outside. There was tight coverage there. He gets his arms away from his body. I always love when those taller receivers use their length. There he uses all of his arm length to give separation from the defensive back Boodle and get the Bills 8 yards.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shorter comes tight to the formation. DiNucci going to hand it off to Gore in the backfield, comes around the left edge, squirts away from a tackle, finally dragged down by Josie Jewell, but not before Gore moves the sticks again for another first down.
And this is a really nice run by Gore here. That ball's supposed to go right up the middle. He sees penetration in the middle. He bounces it back to the backside of the defense, understanding that the backside defensive end went underneath the tight end, picks up the first down, and keeps the sticks moving. This is a heck of a drive by these Bills backups against mainly starters here for the Panthers. 13th play of this drive coming up.
Bunch formation on the right side as DiNucci goes under center. Handoff goes to Gore, picks a hole on the left side and is swallowed up at the second level, but gets down to the 18-yard line as the Bills are in the Relax red zone. Relax, we got this.
Zach Davidson, tight end for the Bills, checking in the game. He's going to replace KJ Hamler. And Zach Davidson has an opportunity here today to potentially make this 53-man roster with Quentin Morris out right now with a shoulder injury. They're still evaluating what that timetable could be for him coming back. This is a guy that could legitimately make this 53-man roster with a nice showing here today.
Play clock down to 10. DiNucci in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks to his left. Going to the end zone for Shavers, and it's just out of reach. Shavers beat the coverage outside and was wide open, but DiNucci could not hit him incomplete.
I've never played quarterback in this league, but you'll often hear from quarterbacks say sometimes the wide open ones are the hardest ones to hit, and there they set up. Shavers has run constant comebacks and stop routes on the outside. There he gives a double move to Boodle, and he is wide open. Danucci in the backfield after the play with his head down, knowing he missed an easy one there.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Evans in the backfield to the left of Danucci in the shotgun butch formation on the right. Danucci takes the snap, throws it underneath, and a snared grab by Justin Shorter. Heck of a job made by him there to pull it in, but he only gets to the 14-yard line on 3rd and 7, comes up 3 yards short of the marker, and the field goal unit will come on. And a valuable attempt here for Tyler Bass. He is a perfect 5 for 5 in the preseason, but in camp practices, 16 for 25. Yeah. This field goal attempt brought to you by Univera Healthcare right here for Western New York teams on and off the field. It'll be a 31-yard attempt from the left hash. Snap by Ferguson, hold by Martin, kick by Bass is up, and it is good. Just 53 seconds left in this opening quarter. The Bills are on the board. They trail 7-3. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown! Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the SiriusXM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the SiriusXM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with SiriusXM 360L radios.
College football is back.
And he can walk into the end zone if he wants to.
Saturday, the road to the expanded 12-team playoff begins.
He's got it!
As Florida State takes on Georgia Tech at noon Eastern.
Touchdown!
Hear the game on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and on the SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is your home all season long for the best games. To find out where to hear your favorite team each week, go to SiriusXM.com/college football schedule.
That's a touchdown!
Soak in the energy of endless summer nights in a beachside party paradise. Sounds of Ibiza, a channel featuring Afro House, techno, and what's trending from the island. Sounds of Ibiza, one of over 200 extra channels always available in the SiriusXM app. And now for a limited time on Channel 105 on most radios.
It's Fantasy Football Draft Month on Fantasy Sports Radio. Hear how the experts draft their teams and learn winning strategies to help you win your league.
I don't think it's crazy to take CeeDee Lamb with the first overall pick.
Don't miss our host draft right now on the all-new SiriusXM app as your favorite hosts draft against each other.
Feeling good here about Jared Goff as a mid-range QB2.
Channel 87. And if you missed any of our drafts, hear them anytime on the all-new SiriusXM app. Just search Fantasy Draft. With the SiriusXM app, you can hear your hometown announcers all season long. Just search for your team on the SiriusXM app and tap the star to save it as your favorite.
With 16 plays, 61 yards, 7 minutes and 19 seconds. That's brought to you by Toyota, the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills. You touched on it, Chris. Sean McDermott told us this week there's going to be value in Tyler Bass going out there and kicking some more field goals, a little more for his confidence, and right there is another example. Bills get on the board with 3 points.
And Bass now 6 for 6 in the preseason after that 31-yard field goal. And the Bills' first score of the game brought to you by Salino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. First in quality, first in service. Call 6-8 Flush first. Bass puts his foot into the kickoff, and it's a low-line drive that does not reach the landing zone. Flags fly. This is as good as a kick out of bounds. And the Panthers will get it at their own 40.
The receiving team will take possession at the 40-yard line. First down, Carolina.
You essentially treat the 20-yard line like an out-of-bounds line now, along with the 2 sidelines. If it falls short of the landing zone, the other team gets it at the 40. Not ideal there.
No, they tried to do another low kick, and I'm not sure if that's a miss hit or what by Tyler Bass, but obviously that cannot happen come regular season. This gives the Panthers way too good a field position to start this next drive.
So the Panthers come out with 2 receivers to the left as it looks like Andy Dalton is the quarterback, I believe now. Bryce Young's day is done. No, it's Jack Plummer, the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off here on first down. Only a yard to gain as Eli Anku makes the tackle. Going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Jack Plummer transferred into the University of Louisville last year, played one season for the Cardinals, and he gets an opportunity here in the preseason. Listed as number 2 on the depth chart. You likely know what you have in Andy Dalton. You've seen him do it throughout his career, and so you get some further evaluation for Jack Plummer and see if he can be your primary backup heading into this season for the Panthers.
And in case you're wondering out there, no, Jack Plummer is not related in any way to the former NFL quarterback Jake Plummer. 2nd and 9 here. Plummer in the shotgun on an empty set. Back to pass. Fires over the middle underneath. Complete to Smith-Marset as he gets out to the 47-yard line. Eddie Ulofoshio and Joe Andreessen on the tackle. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. 7-3 your score in favor of Carolina as it's time to make the switch to the second quarter. Brought to you by Northwest Bank. Helping you reach your goals with real-life solutions and advice. Go to northwest.com, Northwest Bank, for what's next. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
After an accident, life can be scary, stressful, tricky. You need Richmond Vona to help navigate the process. The team at Richmond Vona provides high levels of support so you get the settlement you need and the new beginning you deserve. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Vona. Call 716-600-HURT. That's 716-600-4878. Or go to richmondvona.com. 192 Seneca Street, Buffalo, New York. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
It's the start of a new season here in Buffalo. And Salino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is ready to win. This team is fast, efficient, and ready to tackle your emergency plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. From drain cleanings and equipment repair and replacement to heat pumps and generators, these service technicians are some of the highest rated in the game. Call 68-FLUSH. That's 68-FLUSH and score big with Salino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Hey, it's Bulldog here. Football season means enjoying great food cooked on the grill. Stop in at Dash's Market for their awesome homemade sausage, steaks, burgers, salons, or Wardy's hot dogs, and their great selection of beer and seltzers. Look for their specials online or in store. Check out Dash's quality produce, fresh baked goods, local deli brands, and delicious foods from Marketside Cafe. Visit Dash's on Klein in Williamsville, Maine in Clarence, Colvin in Kenmore, and Hurdle Avenue in North Buffalo. Shop the family of Farmer Foods. Dash's Market, serving Western New York for over 100 years.
Dunn Tire has grown into a pillar of this community, serving generations of families. We build our success on 3 core principles: quality products, expert service, and honest relationships. People come to us because they know we'll take care of them. Dunn Tire has been serving this community for over half a century. We're more than just tires. We offer a wide range of automotive services and accessories, and we're a one-stop shop for all of our customers' needs. Dunn Tire, we're ready to serve you for another 50 years.
See your local Upstate Honda dealer for our fuel-efficient lineup and reserve your Honda today.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
A couple other NFL games going on right now. The Rams and Texans are tied at 3. The Packers lead the Ravens 3-0. Vikings lead the Eagles 7-0. Steelers lead the Lions 14-0. How about this, guys? College football started today over in Dublin, Ireland. 14-14, Florida State, Georgia Tech. That's your NFL and college football scoreboard, delivered by the UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
All right, thanks, Sal. Plummer in the shotgun here with Miles Sanders to his left. 3 receivers on the right, 1 to the left here on 3rd and 3 from the 47. Back to pass, has time, pocket collapsing over the middle and through the hands of the rookie, Xavier Legette. Incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th and 3. And it looks like the punt unit's going to come on here for Carolina.
Legette was a guy that many Bills fans wanted the Bills to target in the draft. Carolina selecting him in the first round of the draft. Before the Bills picked Keon Coleman, a bigger receiver out of the University of South Carolina. Can't come down with the catch there, and the Bills are going to force the punt after Carolina started with great field position from their 40. They forced the 3-and-out.
Johnny Hecker, the 6'6" punter for the Carolina Panthers, back to kick it away. Daquan Hardy deep to return for Buffalo. Here's the snap. Kick up and away, and it's a side spinner. And Hardy wisely lets it go over his head as it bounces at the 3 and into the end zone for a touchback. Good decision there, Eric.
Excellent decision. Like to see that progression from the rookie week to week.
Today's Buffalo Bills radio broadcast is proudly presented by Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys. 7-3 Carolina, 14:47 left in the half. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown, Buffalo!
Bills fans, get more of the great content you crave right now on the Sirius XM app. Just search Buffalo Bills on the app and tap the favorite star. You not only hear the game with your hometown announcers, but you'll also get access to the pre- and post-game shows. And come back during the week for extra Bills content, including coach and player press conferences, special team-specific shows, interviews, and much more. It's all on the Sirius XM app. Download it and search Buffalo Bills today.
Hey, it's Andy Richter, here to tell you about the Andy Richter Call-In Show. Each week, I'll be inviting callers to weigh in on important questions like, have you ever seen a ghost? What's the worst job you've ever had? What's the worst date you've ever been on? Along the way, I'll be joined by my favorite comedians and friends. Check out the Andy Richter Call-In Show. New episodes each Wednesday at 4 p.m. East and West, with replays throughout the week on Conan O'Brien Radio. The show will also be available on demand in the SiriusXM app whenever you want. Just search Andy Richter.
Nobody brings you the excitement of Formula One racing like Sirius XM.
Let's go, come on, yes!
Hear every thrilling lap of a worldwide championship chase.
Verstappen takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton couldn't hold him off.
Plus, comprehensive pre- and post-race coverage.
That race, that was the best race I've ever seen.
The 2024 season rolls on Sunday morning at the Dutch Grand Prix. Our live coverage begins at 8 Eastern with Lights Out Racing at 9 Eastern on ESPN Extra, Channel 81, and the all-new Sirius XM app.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the Sirius XM app.
Buffalo fans, hear what Coach McDermott and the players have to say after each game on the Bills channel. 8:03 on the Sirius XM app.
It was really great. Down here on the sidelines, lots of guys were just happy for Daquan Hardy to make a really good decision. They know what's on the line for him and how he's trying to make sure he makes this roster. You can hear him going, great job, Day-Day. Great job, Day-Day. I love seeing that, guys. Sideline Report is brought to you by Richmond Vona Personal Injury Attorneys. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Vona.
All right, thanks, Sal. DiNucci under center here on 1st and 10 from the 20, and the handoff goes to Evans, brings it all the way back to the backside of the play, spins away from a tackle, and gets out to the first down marker for a 10-yard gain that's going to move the sticks as he's out to the 31.
That's really nice suddenness by Evans. He cuts that one all the way back, makes a couple guys mix, and picks up 11 on the play. We mentioned earlier, this is a guy that has played in this league before, 246 rushing yards on his career and a touchdown.
DiNucci in the shotgun, another handoff for Evans. Tries to find a hole up the middle, but it closes quickly as the Panthers throw him back after a gain of 1 out to the 32. Yeah, Evans was the leading rusher for the Bills in the preseason last year.
He was, and he looked excellent. And look, like I said, this is a crowded room. Last year, they had Latavius Murray, Ty Johnson, and James Cook. You're generally only going to keep 3 running backs. And with the addition of Ray Davis this year, it looks like it's going to be Cook, Davis, and Ty Johnson for those 3 running backs. But practice squad spots up for grabs.
DiNucci takes the snap in the shotgun here on 2nd and 9. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket and is just going to tuck it and run. Gets to the 34 is where they're going to mark him. Just a gain of 2. And that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 6 here.
We mentioned earlier, one of the keys to the game is evaluating these backup quarterbacks. Anthony Brown signed this week. You expect to see him in the second half. DiNucci getting the start here today. Only been on the team for 2 weeks, but they want to see what they have in him. This is a guy that started a game for Dallas, 2 years ago? So he's got, there's been teams that have put confidence in him before.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. DiNucci takes the snap back to pass. Pressure coming, and he is sacked. Pressure was coming from 2 defensive players at once. The first one to get there was Cam Gill, the linebacker.
I thought DiNucci had a chance to step up in the pocket there and not try and escape it laterally. A couple guys get beat up front, and it looked like it was Richard Garage at right guard who was beat on the play for the sack, and it looked like he had Zach Davidson coming across the formation open for a first down, but unable to deliver the ball with the pressure in his face.
Loss of 13 on the play. Punt unit on for Buffalo. Sam Martin back to punt. Amir Smith-Marset deep to return for Carolina. Kick is up and away, a driven ball that's going to back Smith-Marset up to his 22. Takes it there to the 25-30, shakes a tackler, spins away from another one, and falls forward out to the 42-yard line. Nice return there by Carolina as Javon Solomon in on the tackle along with Dorian Williams.
Yeah, I saw Joe Andreessen there as well, which is great. That's what Joe Andreessen's going to be able. He's going to have to show that he can play special teams as a reserve linebacker.
And was he shaken up on the play? No, he appears to be all right coming to the sideline. Got to take a break here. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next. The next one to go off to college someday, thanks to smart college savings plans. The next place to fill with love and laughter, with more mortgage options for first-time buyers. Even the next thing you can't go without, like savings accounts with even more competitive rates. So whatever's next for you, we'll help you get there. Northwest Bank, for what's next. Visit northwest.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This Buffalo Bills broadcast is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com.
By Thiegel, Carr & Joyce, your border attorneys.
By Freed Maxit, a top 100 accounting and consulting firm in the nation.
By Kaleida Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills.
By ECMC, go where the Bills go.
By Univera Healthcare, right here for Western New York teams on and off the field.
This is Buffalo Bills football.
When I look back at the people and the places that have made a difference in my life, there's always one place that I can count on. ECMC was there for me and my family when I went through cancer, and they're still here for me now. With kind, compassionate caregivers, a team that truly cares. ECMC is one of the main reasons I call Buffalo my home. I'm Jim Kelly. Go where the Bills go. Go where I go. Go to ECMC.
Hi, this is David Bellavia. If you're a veteran that's been denied disability benefits, there's a law firm that fights for the veterans who fought for us. It's Hiller time.
I'm Tim Hiller at Hiller Comerford Injury and Disability Law. Don't take no for an answer from the VA. We'll fight every step of the way to get you the benefits you deserve.
Get a free consultation when you call 866-HILLER-LAW online at hillercomerford.com. 6000 North Bailey Avenue, Amherst, New York, 14226.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Back here at Highmark Stadium, Chris Brown, Eric Wood coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next, as the Panthers have the football here, 1st and 10 at their own 42, up 7-3 with 12:08 left in the half. Jack Plummer going to go under center here with two receivers to the right, one to the left. 8 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Handoff going to come over to the right side, and taking it over there is Sanders. Not a lot doing, as he's upended and brought down by Ilianku, who did a nice job working down the line. A gain of 1.5, maybe 2.
Jamarcus Ingram now out of the game for the Bills. He really impressed me early on at cornerback in this game. This is a guy who came into this league at about 180 pounds. The Bills talking this week through media appearances about how he's put on about 20 pounds since getting to the Bills. He does an excellent job of using his length at 6'2" on the outside. That's a guy I'm excited about for this season.
2nd and 8, Plummer in the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass, pressure coming, gets rid of the football in the left flat, where it's complete to Felipe Franks, and a hard hit out there on the edge as Corey Couch lowered the shoulder and got some help from Daquan Hardy. It's a yard short of the first down markers, so a gain of 7 there by the former Florida quarterback, Felipe Franks, trying to reincarnate himself as a tight end.
Yeah, and he's given up, to Corey Couch, giving up about 60 pounds on the outside, able to get him down in space, tackle him before the first down. That's a heck of a play by him on the outside.
3rd and 1, play clock down to 7. Plummer in the pistol here in the shotgun, hands it off to Sanders, trying to work right up the middle, And did he push himself beyond the marker? Yes, he did. He's 2 yards beyond the marker into Buffalo territory to the 46 as Cameron Klein eventually got him down.
Miles Sanders, he's in his 6th year out of Penn State, had a lot of success with the Eagles early on in his career, and now he's fighting for a roster spot, playing with the backups here in Carolina. This is a guy who's ran for over 4,000 yards in his career.
Mike Boone checks in at running back, and he is the lone setback for Carolina here on 1st and 10 as Plummer goes under center with a bunch formation on the right. Handoff goes to Boone coming up the middle, and he's brought down immediately by Gable Stevenson, who just checked into the game.
Gable Stevenson's going to be an interesting evaluation here. And look, his first year playing football. Can he make enough plays in this game? Has he shown enough during training camp to be able to make the practice squad for the Bills this season, to be able to develop, get some time of development underneath him to try and push for a spot on the 53 at some point? We're going to have to watch him throughout this game, but that was a nice play there on 1st down.
2nd and 9 here. Plummer in the shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Going to roll to his right, looking down the right sideline. And Mingo, the intended receiver, but it's over his head, incomplete.
To Corey Couch on the coverage there, and he's been active in this one, and we're calling that the perfect coverage of the game, brought to you by United Healthcare Medicare Advantage. Visit uhcmedicarebuffalo.com to learn more.
Yeah, Couch has had a nice outing here, and he's made some plays. I think he's got a practice squad spot locked up for sure. Cam Lewis is technically the backup nickel. Ingram might have something to say about that as well, but Couch could certainly find a nice spot on the practice squad here for depth. 3rd and 9, Plummer in the shotgun, bunch formation on the right, 1 to the left. Back to pass, pressure coming, gets rid of it. It's complete to Jordan Matthews, the tight end, but there's to Corey Couch and Kyron Brown on the scene, and he's going to be 2 yards short of the 1st down marker. It's going to bring up 4th and a long 3.
Carolina's going to keep their offense on the field, able to convert a 4th down earlier in this game with the starters on the field. That was a nice job of rallying to the football by the Bills defensive backs, short of the sticks.
So they are, in fact, going to go for it here at the Buffalo 39. Plummer in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Play clock down to 5. Here's the snap. Pressure coming from Toohill, gets away from him, rolls out to the right, throws it down the right side, and it's broken up. Nice play there by Kareem Jackson, the safety. He drove on the pass intended for Franks and knocked it away for an incompletion and a turnover on downs.
It's a nice play by Kareem Jackson. He's in his 15th year in the NFL. With the injuries at safety, the Bills bring him in to provide potentially some depth, and he makes a nice play there.
So the Bills offense will take over when we come back. 8:34 left in the half. Panthers up 7-3. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown! Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the Sirius XM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the Sirius XM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with Sirius XM 360L radios.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. We're back on the track Saturday,
6:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400 from Daytona International Speedway on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
The music.
The history.
The legend.
The Beatles.
It's a good message. It's love. It's peace. And I think that's what everybody wants.
The Beatles channel.
Peace and love to you all.
Hello, it's Paul McCartney, and you are listening to me.
The Beatles channel.
The coolest channel in the world.
On Channel 18. Or listen anytime and anywhere on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM NFL Radio hit the road for a special town hall with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas
Kansas City! Bruce Murray and Alex Smith talk to the Super Bowl champions, including Coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, as they get ready to defend their title.
Day-by-day process of just getting better. Guys want to be great, and I think that's the best thing about it.
Hear this exclusive SiriusXM NFL Radio Town Hall from Kansas City Chiefs training camp anytime on the all-new SiriusXM app. Interact with our stable of former players, coaches, and executives all day long on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth, Northwest Bank for what's next. Bills down 7-3, but they've got the football with 8:34 left in the half. First and 10 at their own 39. DiNucci under center. Quick hitter out to the left flat to Deion Kane, who stiff arms the defender and gets past the first down marker. Deion Kane showing some physicality with that tall, long frame as he gets to the first down marker. No, they're going to mark him 9 yards. They said he stepped out of bounds.
Deion Kane's got some serious size on the outside. He utilizes a stiff arm out there to get 9 yards on that. Nice run after the catch ability there showed by number 14.
Frank Gore Jr., the lone setback as DiNucci goes under center on 2nd and 1. Handoff to Gore Jr. Going to bounce it outside. Plenty of running room. 45-40 to the 35 and forced out of bounds there by Trevin Wallace, the linebacker. Good decision there by Gore Jr. Everything was plugged up in the middle, and he bounced it for a big gainer.
I continue to be impressed with Gore's vision. And look, there's probably one practice squad spot available for a running back on this roster between Darrington Evans and Frank Gore Jr. And look, those guys are both playing well early in this one.
DiNucci under center here after that 17-yard run by Gore Jr. Another quick hitter out to Deion Kane. Shakes the defender again. Kane putting on some moves as he gets a first down on a 12-yard pickup out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
That's twice on run plays early in this drive that DiNucci has seen off coverage and just slung it to the outside to Kane. The first time Kane throws the big stiff arm, well, now the defender's sitting on that. He jukes him out of his shoes and picks up the first down.
Frank Gore Jr., the lone setback as DiNucci's under center. Receiver each side on a 2 tight end set. Handoff to Gore, working his way through the traffic. Falls forward as he shakes off the initial tackler to get about 3 yards on the carry. Just inside the 20 to the 19, maybe the 18.5-yard line as the Bills are in the Relax red zone. Relax, we got this.
We talked about this earlier. Gore Jr. falling forward again. And so there, where it didn't look like a whole lot, they made contact with him about 3 yards down the field. He picks up 5 on the play. Offensive linemen love running backs that continue to fall forward, boost those stats a little bit.
DiNucci back to pass here on 2nd and 5. Out on the left side, complete to Gore Jr., but the defense is on him immediately as Wallace makes the tackle, and this one's going to go for no gain. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Interact with our stable of former players, coaches, and executives all day long on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
6:10 left and counting in this first half. Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth, Northwest Bank for what's next. DiNucci in the shotgun here on 3rd and 5 from the Carolina 18. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Back to pass, fires out to the left side, complete to Darrington Evans, gets away from the tackle, and scampers into the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown. Catch and run. Darrington Evans, elusive along the sidelines.
Really nice play here. DiNucci sees that it's man-to-man coverage. The off-ball linebacker is not going to be able to get to the flat in time to pick up Evans, who's running a short wheel route, not down the field, just to the sideline. He hits it perfectly in stride. Evans breaks a tackle. That's a heck of a play by Evans out there, like we said, competing for that practice squad spot.
Bills are lined up for the Catholic Health extra point. Catholic Health, the right way to care. Snap, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. There is a flag on the play.
Flag thrown in the
killed the shout song.
The backfield of the field goal block unit for the Panthers. Potentially 12 men on the field. They're going to go and talk it over with Sean McDermott and see what he wants to do here. I'd assume he'll enforce it on the kickoff.
Illegal formation, defense. Seven players on one side of the long snapper.
The penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal from the 2 to the 1 yard line. The offense will attempt a 2-point try.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity to get a 2-point conversion done in the preseason. You try to get as many game situations as possible. We know how situational Coach McDermott is, so no surprise here.
Yeah, and this is a win for the Bills. You get to see Tyler Bass kick a extra point through the uprights, and then you also get to work one of your 2-point conversion opportunities.
This 2-point conversion attempt brought to you by Catholic Health, the right way to care. Frank Gore Jr. on the field in what's going to be a 2 tight end set here from the Bills, as they are currently up 9-7 after the 18-yard catch and run by Darrington Evans for the first touchdown of the preseason for Buffalo. DiNucci under center here. Gore the lone setback. Demir Bird on the right side, Deion Kane on the left. DiNucci back to pass, looking right. Now back to his left side. Tipped, but caught anyway for the 2-point conversion by Trey McKinney. What concentration by the tight end, who gives a little wiggle. Two-point conversion, good from DiNucci to McKinney. It's 11-7 Buffalo with 5:53 left in the half. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown, Buffalo! Bills fans, get more of the great content you crave right now on the Sirius XM app. Just search Buffalo Bills on the app and tap the favorite star. You not only hear the game with your hometown announcers, but you'll also get access to the pre- and post-game shows. And come back during the week for extra Bills content, including coach and player press conferences, special team-specific shows, interviews, and much more. It's all on the Sirius XM app. Download it and search Buffalo Bills today.
When it's time to turn up. Turn to Flex 2K, a Sirius XM channel that takes you from 2000s bling through the rise of trap.
Let's go, man.
Nothing but the hip-hop bangers that define the first 2 decades of the millennium. Flex 2K, Channel 49, and the Sirius XM app.
College football is back.
And he can walk into the end zone if he wants to.
Saturday, the road to the expanded 12-team playoff begins.
He's got it!
As Florida State takes on Georgia Tech at noon Eastern.
Touchdown!
Hear the game on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and on the Sirius XM app. Sirius XM is your home all season long for the best games. To find out where to hear your favorite team each week, go to SiriusXM.com/college football schedule.
That's a touchdown!
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the Sirius XM app.
Buffalo fans, hear what Coach McDermott and the players have to say after each game on the Bills channel. 8:03 on the Sirius XM app.
Plays 61 yards again for the scoring drive for the Buffalo Bills. 2 minutes, 41 seconds is your Toyota drive time. That's brought to you by Toyota, the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills. The first touchdown of the preseason for the Buffalo Bills comes here at home against the Carolina Panthers on Kids Day, and a great way to do it. And of course, the 2-point conversion, Trey McKinney, excellent catch.
Thanks, Sal. Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. A pooch line drive kick by Bass is fielded at the 4 by Smith-Marset. Shakes a tackle, cuts away from another defender. Out to the 30, 35, 40. Puts on the Jets up the sideline and almost out to midfield. As able to force him out of bounds there was Cameron Klein, and it looked like Xavier Johnson was also in hot pursuit. Take your life back with Catholic Health Joint Centers, nationally recognized for faster recovery and better outcomes. Well, they're experimenting, Eric, with these dynamic kickoffs. That one didn't go so well as the coverage unit had trouble wrapping up.
Yeah, the last 2 haven't been good for the Bills. The previous one, Tyler Bass kicks it short. They get it at the 40. Now they get the ball at the 49-yard line. To Corey Couch had a chance to bring him down inside the 20. He missed that tackle, and then it was off to the races.
A 45-yard return out to the 49, 1st and 10. Plummer back to pass. Out in the left flat, complete to Mike Boone, the running back. and is forced out of bounds by Kyron Brown, but not before he picks up 10 yards on the play, which will move the sticks as they're into Buffalo territory to the 41.
The Bills brought pressure with Andreessen coming off the right side of the Panthers offense, and so Plummer does a great job of just slinging it out to the left where the Bills are going to be more vulnerable based upon the pressure off the right-hand side. Nice play there by Plummer.
3 receivers come out to the left. Tight end on the right side. And now coming in motion is Leggett, right to left, with Plummer in the shotgun, Boone to his right. Here's the snap, handoff to Boone. Going to come around the left side on a pin and pull look, and the Bills are able to string that out. Andreessen on the tackle.
One thing that impresses me about Andreessen is how even when accounted for by the offensive line, he works down the line of scrimmage. He creates separation with his hands really well from offensive linemen, and then he's a sure tackler around the ball. And I've just continued to be impressed by Andreessen, who now has 4 tackles on the game.
Good job by the safety, Kareem Jackson, to force that back inside to Andreessen, where he cleaned up. 2nd and 7 after the gain of 3. Plummer in the shotgun here. 6 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Looking deep down the field now to the right sideline, wide open. And making the catch there is David Moore before he's tackled by Javon Solomon at the 14-yard line. Big gain there as it goes for 24 yards. Kendall Williamson in there as well.
We've seen some lapses in coverage in this one. There they dropped Javon Solomon from his defensive end spot into coverage, and it looked like there maybe he's supposed to get more depth or potentially on the outside. Either way, there's been a few lapses in zone coverage throughout this game that Sean McDermott does not want to see.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Boone the lone setback with Plummer under center. Moore comes in motion right to left. Handoff goes to Boone over the right side through a big hole and is tripped up by Williamson and down to the 5-yard line. Are they going to give him a first down? The marker is right at the 5. This is probably going to be 1st and goal, and it is. 10-yard gain on the carry.
And there, Andreessen gets blocked. He's coming in pursuit from the weak side to try and get over and fill that gap. Javon Solomon, another rookie, washed out on the play. Javon Solomon, an undersized defensive end out there. He's got to show the ability to stop the run if he's going to contribute on Sundays this fall for the Bills.
Plummer in the shotgun here, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Play clock down to 5 on 1st and goal from the 5. Handoff to Boone, right up the middle, and sails into the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown run. I don't know if he was touched, Eric. Too easy there for Carolina.
Yeah, and Gable Stevenson unable to clog up the middle, and Andreessen gets blocked on the play. And then I believe it was Dean who was unable to clog that as well. That's about as easy of a walk-in touchdown as you get in this league.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the extra point attempt for Carolina here with 2:55 left in the half. Here's the snap by Jansen. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. 2:55 left in the half as the Panthers have retaken the lead, as they are now up 14-11. But this is an opportunity here, Eric, for Buffalo's offense to run a 2-minute drill.
It is. I expect them to either go early, easy completion, or run the ball, get it down to that 2-minute warning, and then from there, see if Ben DiNucci can command this offense in a 2-minute situation. These are valuable reps. This is valuable evaluation. You're also going to get an opportunity for many of these receivers to showcase what they can do. On the outside, early in this game, Shavers had a couple nice catches early on. He wins on the double move. Some are saying on social media that maybe he didn't track that ball well. It looked like an overthrow by DiNucci, and then on that last series, I was impressed by Kane. They swing the ball out to him twice, right at the line of scrimmage with off coverage, uses a nice stiff arm on one, uses a nice juke move on the second one, and that's a guy that could potentially be fighting for that 5th spot if he's shown enough. We haven't seen a whole lot from him in the preseason games, but we don't know exactly what's going on, behind closed doors at times and how much production he's getting.
Let's go down to the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, guys, give you an NFL scoreboard here on this beautiful Saturday in Orchard Park, but around the league in Houston. Texans lead the Rams 10-9. It's the Packers 20, the Ravens 7. Vikings lead the Eagles 17-3. Steelers have a 14-0 lead over the Detroit Lions later today. It's the Chargers and Cowboys getting after it. Same thing with the Jets and the Giants at MetLife, home of bowl teams. Browns and the Seahawks are our 3 NFL games tomorrow as well. Titans, Saints, Cardinals, Broncos, Patriots, Commanders, and that's it. And we are ready to rock and roll for week number 1. But in the meantime, that is your NFL scoreboard delivered to you by the UPS store. Be unstoppable. How about that, guys, too? I said earlier, college football is back, still 14-14, third quarter. I love just giving a college football score on this Saturday, to be honest with you. It's really cool.
And we'll be in full swing. They call it week 0, Eric. Not week 1 in college football, week 0.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting choice there. I've been impressed with DiNucci so far. It looks like great progression from week 2 of the preseason to week 3. Obviously a tough situation. Had about 5 days of prep prior to that Pittsburgh game last week. But in this game, he starts off. He's 10 for 14 with a touchdown. He was sacked once where I thought he should maybe step up into the pocket, and then he got lucky on the one where he threw back across the middle of the field. The ball tipped up in the air, and luckily that one hit the turf. And probably watched too much Josh Allen film thinking he could make that throw.
Kick up and away by Pinheiro, and fortunately it touches the back end line to go out of bounds. Ty Johnson picked it up and downed it anyway just in case, but the Bills will get it out at their own 30-yard line. And that's going to be, the question for a lot of these teams. How much faith do you have in your kickoff coverage unit? You want to just put it in the end zone and take it at the 30 if you have a top-notch defense? Going to be some interesting strategy to open the season because nobody has really played their hand.
No, and you'd be dumb too because with the new rule, there's so many factors in it. You definitely don't want your week 1 opponent to know what your strategy is going to be.
DiNucci in the shotgun takes the snap. Handoff goes to Gore coming around the left side. A flag flies in the offensive backfield as Gore is tripped up, getting out to the 33-yard line, but it looks like this one's coming back.
Holding, number 68, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So that's Tylen Grable, who's lined up at left tackle here on this series. And that'll back the Bills up 10 yards to the 20.
Grable, a guy who played quarterback in high school, eventually converts to tackle at the University of Central Florida. Here he just gets his hands outside of the defender, and as Gore goes to loop the defense, they're going to call that all the time, especially as the defender goes down to the ground.
DiNucci in the shotgun here on 1st and 20. Takes the snap. Handoff goes to Gore, going to come around the left side, but the defense swarms quickly, and he's brought under tackle right past the line of scrimmage. They give him 1 yard of forward progress to the 21. Jaden Perry in on the tackle. He was in on the last one as well.
Yeah, he's been active here, and so now we got 15 seconds left until the 2-minute warning. It looks like the Bills content just to take this clock down, get to the 2-minute warning, and then you got a 2nd 19 coming up after the break.
And that is exactly what they're going to do here.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Stay tuned for the ECMC halftime show, ECMC, Where the Bills Go. Bills trail 14-11. It's the 2-minute warning on the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
The ECMC halftime show is brought to you by ECMC. Go where the Bills go.
Dear football fans, Toyota's roster of all-star vehicles are ready for kickoff. Drive the field in style with a Camry or Corolla. Upgrade your ground game with the versatile RAV4. Or there's Grand Highlander and Tundra, our full-size Defenders. And here's an extra point. All these vehicles come with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Visit Toyota.com or head to your local Toyota dealership. Toyota, let's go places.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
After a truck hit me, my attorneys at the Barnes firm got me $5 million, 5 times more than insurance offered.
When a car hit me, I called my attorneys at the Barnes firm. They got me $2 million, 40 times more than the insurance offered.
Hi, I'm Rich Barnes. Is your case worth more than the insurance company says?
My job accident was worth 11 times more.
What's your case worth? Call our Buffalo office now and find out.
Past results don't predict future outcomes. 451 Grinder, 500 Pearl.
New season, new faces, new stories.
Let's go!
NFL Plus Premium gives you more access to the sport you love. Watch future NFL stars take the field in live, out-of-market preseason games. And become an insider this season with access to NFL Red Zone, game replays, NFL Network, and more, all in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Subscription required for NFL Plus Premium.
Jeremy White here for FanDuel Sportsbook, official partner of WGR. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, something a little different this time. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then, with the YouTube TV base plan, you're able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Visit FanDuel.com/white. That's FanDuel.com/white to download America's #1 sportsbook and get running with the Sunday Ticket.
21 plus and physically present in New York. Full price of NFL Sunday Ticket will be automatically charged seasonally after free trial. No refunds. Tickets, restrictions, and embargoes apply. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Coming live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Chris Brown, Eric Wood with you. 2nd and 19 for the Bills here with 2 minutes to go. DiNucci in the shotgun. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap. Out to the right, flat, complete. But the pass was low, which kept K.J. Hamler from advancing the ball. He had to go down to make the catch at the 24-yard line. Deshaun Jameson on the tackle after the gain of 4.
With 3 timeouts left, I'm surprised that Dave Canales, the head coach of the Panthers, is not calling a timeout here. 1:38 and counting, 21 seconds still on this play clock. The Bills likely to run this all the way down, limit the amount of time they give the Panthers the ball back if they are unable to pick up this 3rd and 16.
Gore Jr., the lone setback. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Play clock down to 8 with DiNucci in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Gore, comes right up the middle, and falls forward, and almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage as he's tackled at the 29 after a 5-yard gain. And a timeout called now by Carolina.
First charge timeout, Carolina. 30-second timeout.
This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health. Oshai Children's Hospital is for our community's moms, kids, and babies.
Let about 35 seconds of game clock run off there that they didn't necessarily have to, and so now the Panthers will get the ball back with a little over a minute left in this half. Still 2 timeouts remaining.
Amir Smith-Marset, who had the 45-yard kick return, is back to return on this punt that he's awaiting from Sam Martin. 1:14 left. Carolina up 14-11 and about to get the ball back here. Play clock's been started. As Ferguson is taking his time making a check there at the line. Snaps now to Martin, who's got it up and away. Not much hang time on this one. Marset will have some room. Fields it at the 25, cuts back at the 30, and is upended by Kendall Williamson, who made a nice tackle on the play up the field. There's some extracurricular activity between the gunner Tyrell Shavers and 2 jammers for Carolina. They buried him at midfield, and we're giving him a little extra business down there.
They were. And Shavers, if he's going to make this team and be that 5th receiver, he's going to have to do a better job on special teams units. He was out there as a gunner. Those are the guys you want to see be able to make guys miss out there, get down the field, and affect that returner there. He gets stuffed on the play, gets a little frustrated, and gets into it a little bit with a couple of the guys jamming him at the line of scrimmage.
So 1:05 left. Carolina with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 31. Plummer in the shotgun here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, going to hand it off. Coming around the right side is Jaden Sheridan, and he's wrapped up by Andreessen after a gain of 6.
Interesting choice by Canales to run the ball on 1st down there. Continues to milk this clock, just 48 seconds left and counting.
Carolina rack up on the ball on 2nd and 5. Plummer complete on the left side. Tackle made there by Takori Couch on Amir Smith-Marset, who's shaken up on the play and is going to stay down along the Carolina sideline. He did get enough for a first down as he got just past the marker for a gain of 6. 1st and 10 at the 41 here. Stopped the clock, though, by getting over the sideline. 43 ticks left. Handoff to Sheridan through a hole on the left side and is caught by Ulafosio on an ankle tackle after a gain of 9. And now a timeout is called by Carolina. This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health and the Patricia Allen Fund for the most critical moments give today.
Carolina, 30-second timeout.
Let's go down the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, one Carolina Panthers starter we did not see play today, cornerback Dane Jackson, former Buffalo Bill. But I saw him before the game, guys. Talked to him a little bit. He's trying to work his way back. Obviously, he has a hamstring injury. But how about this kid, Dane Jackson, a 7th-round pick of the Buffalo Bills, had to fight for everything he had to be on the field here in Buffalo. Wound up being a really regular contributor, even a starter. Signs a 2-year, $8.5 million contract with Dan Morgan and the Carolina Panthers. Good for Dane Jackson, of course, best friends with DeMar Hamlin. Went through a lot with DeMar and his family when DeMar had his incident. Really great to catch up with Dane.
Yeah, they're saying Jackson's got a pretty bad hamstring injury. Could miss up to 4 to 6 weeks, which would make him an IR candidate at the beginning of the season. Bring him back in week 5. 2nd and 1 here with 38 seconds in the half for Carolina. Plummer in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, or 3 to the right, 1 to the left, counting the tight end. Back to pass. Pocket collapsing, looking deep down the left sideline, and going up and unable to come up with it as Daquan Hardy broke up the pass. Looked like Terrace Marshall, or was it Mike Strong? I think it was Terrace Marshall. Couldn't come up with the football.
A former 2nd-round pick for them. This is a big-time matchup here for Daquan Hardy. He's given up, 7 inches there on the outside, and I was really impressed with him in coverage last week. The Bills know his return ability. I felt like last week against the Steelers, he had his best game in coverage of the preseason.
He's been impressive on the outside for his diminutive frame. Here's Plummer in the shotgun on 3rd and 1. Flags fly and blow this one dead, as it's probably going against the Panthers here.
Yeah, to your point, Chris, he's only 5'9". People were pigeonholing him, saying he's going to have to be a slot corner.
False start, number 61 offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
People are saying he's going to have to play in the slot.
There is no option for a 10-second runoff.
And he's going to have to be a nickel. Well, oftentimes when you're that 5th, 6th defensive back on the corner, you're going to have to play both. You got to be able to cross-train between being in the slot and the outside. These last 2 weeks, playing on the outside, I've been very impressed with him. He's got great athleticism, and he appears to have some pretty good ball skills, competing for the ball in the air.
Had the pass breakup here, also had a nice tackle. Earlier in the half, had 2 pass breakups last week, almost had an interception. He just mistimed his jump.
And as fast as he is, if he picks that one off, that one might be to the house.
So it's a 3rd and 6 after the false start by Carolina. 31 seconds left. Plummer in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap. 3-step drop. Plummer back to pass. Going to throw over the middle as it's complete. And upended on the play was Jalen Coker. He did get the first down as the tackle was made by Kareem Jackson. And now another timeout called here by Carolina.
3rd and final timeout, Carolina. 30-second timeout.
This team timeout is...
Game clock for 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
I think he's done now. This team timeout is brought to you by Kaleida Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills.
No timeouts left for Carolina. 25 seconds left in this first half. Bills obviously going to try and get a sack, tackle him inbounds, get this clock to run out before Carolina is able to boost their lead. They lead this one 14-11. One of the positions that we came into this game keying on were the pass rushers, these depth pass rushers, Javon Solomon, Kingsley Jonathan, and then Casey Toohill, who hasn't played much here in the preseason because of injury. Actually hasn't played at all in this preseason because of injury. All those guys without much as far as pressures or sacks in this one.
1st and 10 from the 48. Plummer takes the shotgun snap, back to pass, has time, throws underneath, and it's complete. And getting out to the 40. No, they're going to mark him at the 39-yard line. Jacob Hollister the tight end. And now Plummer just spikes it as they get up on the line quickly to stop the clock with 11 seconds left, as they'll face a 3rd and 1 now after burning second down on the spike.
As it sits right now, they have about a 57-yard field goal attempt. The flag's not blowing hard here in Highmark Stadium, but they are blowing towards the tunnel end of the stadium from left to right in the direction that the Panthers would be kicking a field goal attempt from. 11 seconds to go here. This ball's got to be towards the sideline. If you get tackled inbounds, it's going to be end of the half.
Yeah, Carolina out of timeouts. Plummer in the shotgun. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap. Back to pass on a 3-step drop. Throws to the left sideline, and it's complete to Dave Moore, who gets out of bounds with Corey Couch shepherding him over the sideline. That leaves 7 seconds on the clock. It's a first down, and it looks like Carolina's going to try to run one more play on offense.
Yeah, if you're Corey Couch there, you got to keep your outside leverage, knowing that's where they're going to go to the football, and that's something that he'll learn. Just a rookie out there, and he'll learn from that one.
1st and 10, 7 seconds left. Plummer in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws to the left sideline again, and wide open. And able to catch it and get it over the sideline to stop the clock is Mike Strawn. And stops it with 4 seconds left. Well executed there at the end by Carolina, but they got some help from Buffalo. Kind of asleep on those last 2 pass plays.
They were, and so now instead of a 57-yard field goal attempt, this comes all the way down to a 45-yard attempt.
This one is going to be from the left hash for Eddie Pinheiro, the veteran kicker. Now in his 7th season. And a timeout now taken by head coach Sean McDermott.
First charge timeout, Buffalo. 30-second timeout.
This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health. Health lives here.
Sean McDermott, we've seen him utilize these timeouts in the preseason multiple times, icing these kickers, getting some practice reps for the season for himself there.
Did it last week in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
doing it here again. No sense in leaving them on the board if you can use them for some purpose. So the kicking unit for Carolina will reset as Pinheiro lines up for a 45-yarder from the left hash with 4 seconds left in the half. Here's the snap. Hold is down. Low line drive kick. But it's through the uprights and good as time expires here in the first half. Stay tuned for the Skyworks stats of the game presented by Skyworks Equipment Rental. Building America from the ground up. Visit SkyworksLLC.com. A field goal drive at the end of the half puts Carolina up 17-11 here at the break. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Drive into summer with a Honda CR-V and Accord. Your fun-to-drive, weekend getaway vehicles. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So hurry in to the Honda Summer event.
For great deals, visit your local Upstate Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Jeremy White here, fellow golf fanatic, and I wanted to introduce you to the Club Encore membership program with Encore Golf. Picture this, access to the finest product offerings in the golf ball world delivered right to your doorstep with benefits like exclusive discounts, free customization, free shipping, and early access to new releases. Their Club Encore membership keeps you ahead. Plus, perks like priority support and event invitations. It is the ultimate golfing experience. To learn more, visit EncoreGolf.com and sign up today. Encore Golf, you just became a better golfer.
Benefit from the balance of a hybrid home heating and cooling system. Hybrid systems offer a new way to manage your home's temperature year-round by using both electricity and natural gas to provide comfort and consistency at a lower cost and with greater performance than other options. Hybrid systems also help to lower emissions and can be installed more affordably with a $1,350 rebate through National Fuel's Conservation Incentive Program. Ask your contractor about hybrid systems today. To learn more, visit fuelingtomorrowtoday.com/hybrid.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
My attorneys at the Barnes firm settled my job accident case for 65 times more than insurance said they'd pay. Glad I called.
After a car rear-ended me, my attorneys at the Barnes firm got me $800,000.
Hi, I'm Rich Barnes. Is your case worth more than the insurance company says? Call the Barnes firm now. You might be surprised.
I called. My case was worth $600,000.
What's your case worth? Call our Buffalo office now and find out.
Call 1-800
Past results don't predict future outcomes. 451 grinder, 500 pearl.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Welcome into the ECMC Halftime Show on the Buffalo Bills Radio Network. ECMC Go, where the Bills go. I'm your host, Nate Geary, live from our Amherst studios. The Bills trail the Carolina Panthers 17-11 at the half. Let's check in with our Sal Capaccio, who joins us now from Highmark Stadium. Sal, I wasn't sure how much the Bills would throw the ball this week. They threw it just 5 times after the injury to Mitch Trubisky a week ago, but I thought Ben DiNucci did some good things out there, and I think we're getting a look at some of these pass catchers, and I think there was a concern we might not going into this game.
Well, I think that's the reason they did it, right, Nate? The Bills are trying to figure out and evaluate, Ben DiNucci in case Mitch Trubisky is unable to go week 1, and they're going to have more information on that over the next few days. They have to know if Ben DiNucci can handle being the number 2 quarterback in that scenario. Number 2, they got to look at the back end of this wide receiver group because Marquez Valdez-Scantling is obviously hurt. You have 4 guys that are not playing here today. They're top 4, so they want to get a full evaluation, and that's why they're doing that.
You know, as Deion Kane and Darrington Evans, they made some good plays for the offense in that first half, Sale. Anyone else standing out to you on that side of the ball?
I think Frank Gore Jr. had an excellent half. Frank Gore Jr. was terrific. You're right, Darrington Evans scored the touchdown, but Frank Gore Jr. just keeps impressing me with his vision, as Eric Wood said a little bit earlier. A lot of times the hole just seals up. He bounces it to the outside. So I think that was a really nice half for him to try and get himself a spot on the practice squad.
Last week it was Joe Andreessen. This week I really liked Corey Couch in that first half, Sal. I thought he played outstanding. Anyone else other than Couch standing out to you? And I think an important opportunity for some more depth pieces on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, listen, Couch is a rookie, right? So is Daquan Hardy, who'd had a really nice, he actually, the best thing he did was not field the punt, which is actually interesting, right? Because he made a good decision. But how about the veteran Kareem Jackson on the play he made, right? I mean, the breakup of the pass on 4th down, an excellent play right there. So there's some guys here, whether they're veterans, whether they're rookies, that are fighting for spots come Tuesday.
All right, Sal, enjoy the second half.
All right, you got it. Thanks.
When we return, I've got your first half highlights, the Skyworks stats of the game, and a check of the out-of-town scoreboard delivered to you by the UPS store. Be unstoppable. I'm Nate Geary. You're listening to the ECMC Halftime Show on the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Hey, it's Bulldog here. We all know that accidents happen at home, on the job, on the field. So when you suffer a sprain, strain, or break, make sure you get the right care right away at Excelsior Orthopedics Express. It's urgent care for injuries to your muscles, bones, and joints. Excelsior Express offers on-site imaging and casting at 4 locations with evening and weekend hours. Schedule your visit online at excelsiorortho.com or call 250-9999. Get back to doing what you love with Excelsior Orthopedics, your first place for complete orthopedic care. Hey, this is Bulldog. Great racing action returns to historic Watkins Glen for the Go Bowling at the Glen weekend, September 11th through the 15th. 3 great races, including the ARCA Series and Xfinity Series, and ending with the NASCAR Cup Series race, the second race in the round of 16 playoffs. Make the weekend one to enjoy with the family. Youth tickets are available starting at just $20, and Watkins Glen International is one of the best camping experiences in racing. For tickets and information, go to theglen.com or call 866-461-RACE. Hey, it's Bulldog here for Amherst Roofing. Homeowners, I have to ask, how does the roof on your home look? If you need a new one, 2 words to remember, Amherst Roofing. Yes, if you need a new roof, think Amherst Roofing. Amherst Roofing is local. They have an incredible team who can complete an entire roof in one day and will leave your property spotless. Their workmanship, world class. And hey, maybe you just need a roof repair. Well, Amherst Roofing has technicians who specialize in repairs and can easily put a fade in your roof for a nice, clean look. Amherst Roofing also has financing to help your wallet with a no money down offer plus 0% interest for 18 months for qualified buyers and a $500 discount right now. Simply check the reviews. Heck, I'll shout this on any rooftop any day. If you need a new roof or roof repair, think Amherst Roofing. The number's 304-4554. That's 304-4554. Call Amherst Roofing today.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Welcome back to the ECMC Halftime Show on the Buffalo Bills Radio Network. ECMC Go, where the Bills go. I'm Nate Geary. The Bills trail the Panthers 17-11 at the half in the preseason finale. Time now for the first half highlights. No Bills starters this afternoon, sending out their second and third stringers against the Panthers starters. Bryce Young, who made his preseason debut, led the Panthers on a 12-play scoring drive on his only action of the day to give the Panthers an early 7-0 lead. Ben DiNucci and the Bills offense responded with a 16 three-play scoring drive of their own thanks to a key third down conversion via the legs of Ben DiNucci.
Here's the snap, bobbled by DiNucci, picks it up, leaves the pocket to his right, gonna tuck it and run as he's got the first down and more, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line into Carolina territory.
They'd end that scoring drive with a 31-yard Tyler Bass field goal. 2 drives later, the Bills got their first touchdown of the preseason courtesy of Darrington Evans on a pass from Ben DiNucci from 18 yards out.
Back to pass, fires out to the left side, complete to Darrington Evans, gets away from a tackle, and scampers into the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown. Catch and run. Darrington Evans, elusive along the sidelines.
The Bills would go for 2 on a tipped pass from DiNucci. Trey McKitty makes the play of the preseason.
DiNucci back to pass, looking right. Now back to his left side. Tipped, but caught anyway for the 2-point conversion by Trey McKitty. What concentration by the tight end.
Time now for the Skyworks stats of the game. Skyworks Equipment Rental, building America from the ground up. Visit skyworksllc.com. DiNucci in that first half, 11 of 15, 76 yards, and a touchdown for 106.5 quarterback rating on the ground. Sale mentioned it. A nice first half from Frank Gore Jr. 7 carries for 41 yards, almost 6 yards per carry. Darrington Evans, 2 catches, 24 yards, and a score. Deion Kane, he also added 2 catches for 21 yards in that first half. And time now for a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard delivered to you by the UPS Store. Be Unstoppable. A couple other games currently in action across the league. Green Bay a 20-7 halftime lead over Baltimore. Houston, they have a 10-9 lead over the Rams. Philly, they trail Minnesota 20-3. That one at halftime as well. And Pittsburgh and Detroit tied up all at 14. That's going to do it back here for me in our Amherst studio. Second half action continues next from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth with Chris Brown, Eric Wood, and Sal Capaccio. That's after a quick timeout. I'm Nate Geary. This is Buffalo Bills.
Touchdown! Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the Sirius XM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the Sirius XM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with Sirius XM 360L radios.
Touchdown, Buffalo!
Bills fans, get more of the great content you crave right now on the Sirius XM app. Just search Buffalo Bills on the app and tap the favorite star. You not only hear the game with your hometown announcers, but you'll also get access to the pre- and post-game shows. And come back during the week for extra Bills content, including coach and player press conferences, special team-specific shows, interviews, and much more. It's all on the Sirius XM app. Download it and search Buffalo Bills today.
From Jersey to Ibiza, they say it doesn't get sweeter.
From the bustling streets of Lagos to the favelas of Rio, SiriusXM Tropics is a melting pot of rhythms from Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond. Get away to Tropics. One of more than 200 extra channels available in the SiriusXM app.
Embrace the power and speed of the NTT IndyCar Series on SiriusXM.
Joseph Newgarden wins the Indy 500.
The season rolls on Sunday afternoon at 3 Eastern with the Grand Prix of Portland.
That was sweet.
Nice job, guys. From the green to the checkers.
Flies under the twin checkers.
Hear every thrilling lap live on IndyCar Nation Channel 218, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85.
Alex Malone. Thank you so much.
And on the all-new SiriusXM app. Hear every game all season long with your hometown announcers on the SiriusXM app. With SiriusXM, wherever you are, your team plays here.
Brought to you by Freed Maxick CPAs, a top 100 accounting and consulting firm in the nation. Might be lineup oriented here, Eric, right?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. And we were told prior that Ben DiNucci would get the first half, and in the second half, Anthony Brown, who was just signed to this roster, quarterback, will come into this game wearing number 5, and we're seeing him get some snaps here out on the field, so we anticipate him being the quarterback to get going in the second half. And look, with Mitch Trubisky out indefinitely with a knee injury, I believe he did his MCL, and so that's usually a 2 to 4 week injury. Not sure on his availability, so they want to evaluate Ben DiNucci, and I thought he had a pretty strong first half.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think he did enough to maybe quell their concerns about a backup option here, seeking one outside the organization?
I think so. And look, whether it's signing someone else to replace Trubisky or getting him back, he's likely the two at some point, whether it's week 1, week 2, whenever he's available to come back, or if they sign someone else that gets cut down day on Tuesday. But I think DiNucci has done enough, especially this week in the preseason, to be that third guy. Maybe he's on the active roster week 1, and then bump him back down to the practice squad if he clears waivers, and have him as a guy that's going to be your emergency quarterback throughout the season.
I will say the one thing that surprised me was his maneuverability and mobility. Took off on that scramble, got some good yardage to set up third and short instead of third and long. And if you have that element in your game, even when all is not perfect in terms of knowledge of the offense, you can still get a positive play.
Yeah, and the one third down conversion came on a play where he dropped the snap. The snap was a little low from Van Pran Granger, a little bit low. He dropped the snap, sees its man-to-man defense, and just takes off and runs. We often see Josh Allen do that, first man-to-man defense. And so impressed with him in the first half. I also liked how quickly he was getting the guys the ball in space. The Darrington Evans touchdown, a couple nice passes to Kane on the outside, one early to Shavers, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. So we anticipate it being Anthony Brown here in the second half, and Anthony Brown certainly has some mobility himself.
Probably got to give a tip of the hat to Joe Brady as well to put those plays in to allow the receivers to show what they can do. We were concerned with 2 new quarterbacks, they may not get that opportunity. Joe Brady creating a way to do that.
Yeah, a lot of that coming from that short passing game.
Here's the kickoff as it goes to Hardy, who fields it at the 6, out to the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, takes it over the left side, out to the 30, and the 30, they're going to mark him right at the 30. I thought he might have had the 31-yard line, but they mark his forward progress at the 30. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Buffalo Bills is prohibited. 17-11 your score in favor of Carolina as Anthony Brown steps out for his first snap in a game as a Buffalo Bill, released by the Raiders last week, picked up by Buffalo on Tuesday. Frank Gore Jr., the lone setback as Brown goes under center. There's the handoff, going to bounce it out to the right side. Shakes a defender with a shake and bake move in the right flat and gets out to the first down marker. Frank Gore Jr. making a case for the practice squad.
His jump cuts are so impressive to me. I mean, he's low to the ground. He's compact. He stands just 5'8", and when he cuts, it is violent. And we saw it on display last week against Pittsburgh. We see it on the first play of the second half there.
He made that linebacker look like a frozen pizza out there. Just underway here in the second half. Quick hitter to Deion King. Shakes another defender. That's the third time he's done it here in this game. Deion King, a late arrival in the receiver competition.
Yeah, he's got great size on the outside, great physicality. I think he's got 3 forced missed tackles on the outside. Oftentimes on 3 touches, 3 forced missed tackles. That's often a running back stat you're looking at, and he's done a great job catching the ball on the outside. All 3 of those catches just right at the line of scrimmage, but they get up the field for positive yards.
Won a title with the USFL Birmingham Stallions, and then again last year with the UFL Birmingham Stallions. Anthony Brown back to pass under pressure, and he's going to get wrapped up and dropped for a sack. Pulling him down on the play, DJ Johnson, the outside linebacker, for a big loss there on 2nd and 3.
And this one came off pressure from the left side of the Bills' offensive line. I'm trying to see who that Bills left tackle is over there right now. Ryan Vandermark on the sideline right now. Regardless, Anthony Brown brought down for the sack on the play, brings up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, loss of 8 on the play. Brown in the shotgun here with 5 on the play clock. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There's the snap, looking to his right, dumps down on the check down, and getting away from a tackler, Darrington Evans, spins away from another. Not going to get to the first down marker, but man, did he make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, he got upfield, shows great elusiveness, which we saw in the first half. He's coming to the sideline a little wobbly. He's limping off the field, got his legs tangled up at the end of that one. The left tackle, who I was able to identify from the booth, number 61, Gunnar Britton, was the one that was beaten on the previous play.
David Moore deep to return as the punt unit has to come out for Buffalo here on 4th and 7. This one going to get punted away from their own 43. David Moore standing at his own 10-yard line as Sam Martin awaits the snap here with 12-13 and counting in this third quarter. Bills down 17-11. Kick is up and away. This one with more hang time towards the sideline and expertly angled out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Oh, they're going to mark it at the 3. I'll agree with you, ref, if it's a better spot. The 3-yard line inside the 5. Sam Martin in regular season form. This Buffalo Bills radio broadcast brought to you by Northwest Bank. At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next, like the next primetime showdown. 17-11 Carolina, 12:02 in the third. Carolina football when we return. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
This Buffalo Bills broadcast is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com.
By Catholic Health. Catholic Health, the right way to care.
By Losi and Ganji, workers' compensation and personal injury attorneys, working hard for hard-working Western New Yorkers.
By Great Lakes Building Systems, our business is protecting your business.
By Dunn Tire, official tire dealer of the Buffalo Bills.
And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash? For help, call 1-800-8-million.
Right here for the big plays and the big wins. Right here for the longest passes and the toughest runs. For the highlights, the cheers, and all the hey-hey-heys. At Univera Healthcare, we know what it takes to be here for Western New York teams, both on and off the field. Because our home, our hearts, and our focus are always right here. And not to mention, our favorite team is too. Learn more and explore plans at theuniveradifference.com.
Dear football fans, Toyota's roster of all-star vehicles are ready for kickoff. Drive the field in style with a Camry or Corolla. Upgrade your ground game with the versatile RAV4. Or there's Grand Highlander and Tundra, our full-size Defenders. And here's an extra point. All these vehicles come with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Visit Toyota.com or head to your local Toyota dealership. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Here at Highmark Stadium, Chris Brown, Eric Wood coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. I thought the ball went out at the 8-yard line on the punt by Sam Martin. The guy on the field marked it at the 3. They have since reassigned the line of scrimmage to the 10. Eric, I'm 150 yards away. I had a better call on the ball out of bounds than the guy on the sideline. I don't know what to make of that.
Preseason for everyone. I feel like we've said that a bunch of times throughout this preseason. But, yeah, that's still a nice punt by Sam Martin, who's had a strong preseason. Shaky at times during the regular season last year, punting the football for the Bills. Also doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities throughout the season. But he's had a really strong preseason.
Joe Andreessen still running the defense for Buffalo here in the second half. Jack Plummer rolling out to his right, has an open receiver down the sideline. It's Jesper Horsted, the tight end, forced out of bounds by Joe Andreessen. And the safety there, Kyron Brown, the corner, as he's all the way out to the 48-yard line, a 38-yard catch made by him on the naked bootleg.
Talking to Anish Shroff, the play-by-play guy for the Panthers at halftime, he said, look, this is Andy Dalton's backup job. Jack Plummer almost playing 3 full preseason games, though, likely on the practice squad this year, but getting some great developmental work during this preseason.
Takes the snap in the shotgun and hands it off to Sheridan, the running back, and he is wrapped up in the backfield by Daquan Hardy. And if you can show run support like that from the corner position, you're going to get a big check mark in that box from Sean McDermott.
Absolutely. We talk about it often. The edge defenders, the widest defenders in the run game are not always the defensive ends of this game. Oftentimes, they're the corners, and there Hardy makes a great play in open space. Loss of 1 on the play.
Empty set here for the Panthers. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Plummer in the shotgun takes the snap, rolls out to his right under pressure and just throws this one away, as coming with a head of steam there was Kingsley Jonathan and Gable Stevenson.
Number 35 is in the area to pass. There's no intentional grounding.
Let's go down to the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, guys, got an injury update for you. Darrington Evans has a hamstring injury. They're not going to put him in for the rest of this game, so he'll be evaluated, but he's not going to play the rest of this game.
Another soft tissue injury for the Bills. A lot of hamstrings, a lot of calves. Injury reports brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Car crash? For help, call 1-800-8-MILLION. 3rd and 11 here for the Panthers. Plummer in the shotgun. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Takes the snap, quick throw, and complete. And that goes to Terrace Marshall. He's right at the first down marker, and it looks like he's got it. They're going to move the sticks after a gain of 11. D. Delaney on the tackle.
Gable Stevenson on that second down play was able to get a hit on the quarterback, but that was forced by Kingsley Jonathan. We talked about the competition right now maybe between Javon Solomon and Kingsley Jonathan to see who's going to make the 53-man roster, although Stevenson gets the pressure and the hit on the play forced by Kingsley Jonathan.
Here's a handoff, and coming over the left side is Sheridan, but not a lot there as Stevenson and Anku are on the scene. And it looks like a gain of 2.
Stevenson with a nice play there as well, able to bench press the defensive attack or the offensive guard off of him and make a play at the line of scrimmage.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 here at the 40 as we come up on 9:35 left in this third quarter. Panthers up by 6, 17-11. 2 tight end set, 2 receivers to the right. Plummer in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Sheridan again. Working behind some blockers right up the middle and gets out to the first down marker. Gable Stevenson again hangs on for the tackle, but he's right at the first down marker. I think they're going to move the sticks here. Oh, they might come out and measure.
It's close. It looks like the nose of the football is just over the hash mark, which is as we look at the change from across the field, it looks like he's going to be just short. Oftentimes when that ball's marked on the hash mark, it's easier for the officials to look to the sideline and check it out. Instead, they're going to bring the chain gain out on the field and get a measurement. Allows these Bills defenders and Panthers players on the field get a water break.
So out come the chains as they put the links down. And they are short, probably by about 1.5 feet. So it'll be 3rd and inches for the Panthers at the Buffalo 32-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Hardy made that nice play on the run earlier. He's been sure-handed in the returns this preseason. You know, it sure looks like the Bills in the 6th round got a steal in Hardy. He's played well on the outside at corner, got the return ability that he's shown. He's been a stud out there this preseason.
Played well on returns the last couple of weeks and on defense. Plummer under center here on 3rd and inches, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws deep down the left side, and it's broken up. Kyron Brown was not fooled on that play as the intended receiver there, Marshall, unable to come up with it because Brown was underneath him and knocked the ball away. Incomplete.
Hard play action on 3rd and inches, and they got the Bills defenders to suck up the line of scrimmage. Great job on the back end by Kyron Brown. Looked like he was going to intercept this football. Reads it perfectly from Plummer, but just off his fingertips.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and inches, the Panthers are. 2 receivers to the right. Plummer in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off to Sheridan, and he's got the first down and tripped up and tackled by Brown again. And if he didn't make that tackle, Sheridan might still be running.
Right now, it looks like we got Eli Anku and we have Branson Dean in the middle of his defense. Stevenson's going to check back in. And look, for a guy playing football for the first time in his entire life.
At the highest level of football.
At the highest level, you know, that shows the pure athleticism and drive and strength that Stevenson has.
Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Sheridan over the right side on 1st and 10. And making the tackle there was guess who? It's Branson Dean, the undrafted rookie out of Miami. He's kind of got a build similar to Ed Oliver. He's obviously not as explosive as Ed, but he plays angles well, this Dean kid. He's made some plays in training camp.
And, the Bills have a defensive staff member from the University of Miami that they hired this year. Oftentimes you can get some insider information there, and they pick up Branson Dean, undrafted, and he's been showing out well throughout the preseason.
2nd and 10. Plummer fires complete to Terrace Marshall for a first down on a quick slant over the middle. D. Delaney makes the tackle, but it's a first down as he gets down to the 15-yard line. And the Carolina Panthers are on the move again after that 4th down conversion.
Yeah, the Bills bring in Jamil Adai to be their cornerbacks coach this offseason. They pick up Corey Couch from Miami, undrafted free agent. Also Branson Dean, likely not a coincidence there.
Dave Moore in motion left to right. Plummer in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Back to pass, fires to the end zone, and open, and dropped the football. Dave Moore had a wide open touchdown. It was in his hands, and he could not complete the catch. As he went to the ground, it popped free. Incomplete.
Kendall Williamson in the area of the play, but maybe.
Oh, did Williamson rake it out?
Okay.
I think he did.
Okay, I think he got his arm, raked it out. I was just about to give him a little grief for celebrating a dropped ball, which DBs often do, but he made one heck of a play, getting his hand in there to break that one up.
Could not see that from our vantage point. Nice play by Williamson. Plummer with a quick hitter underneath and getting away from 2 tacklers and finding his way to the end zone is Terrace Marshall. Marshall with a 15-yard touchdown reception. Kendall Williamson and D. Delaney unable to make the tackles as he got away from both of them. Marshall, a big-bodied receiver. He's a load to bring down, and he fought his way to the end zone.
Yeah, he's in his 4th year of his career. 2nd-round draft pick out of LSU. He was the one that played with Justin Jefferson, with Jamar Chase. Carolina's actually going to line up and go for 2 here, but that was a crowded receiver room back then. Carolina thought they saw more potential than they probably got out of him. He's heading into his 4th season, only 767 total yards receiving in his career.
Plummer in the shotgun here on this 2-point conversion attempt by Carolina. Takes the snap, looking over the middle, now has to rush out of the pocket as he's under pressure, throws it back across the field, and a jump ball to Dave Moore is good for the 2-point conversion. Threw it in between the safety D. Delaney and Kyron Brown for a successful 2-point try. With 7:01 left, Carolina now up 25-11. That was as unlikely a 2-pointer as you're going to find. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown, Buffalo!
Bills fans, get more of the great content you crave right now on the Sirius XM app. Just search Buffalo Bills on the app and tap the favorite star. You not only hear the game with your hometown announcers, but you'll also get access to the pre- and post-game shows. And come back during the week for extra Bills content, including coach and player press conferences, special team-specific shows, interviews, and much more. It's all on the Sirius XM app. Download it and search Buffalo Bills today.
Get your news and politics all in one place on SiriusXM. On Fox News Channel, CNN, and MSNBC.
Your top stories are just seconds away.
Exclusive political channels and hosts with Megyn Kelly on Triumph.
Ooh, what a week it's been.
And on Patriot, Progress, and POTUS.
This issue being as hot as it is on the minds of so many voters.
Call in and have your voice heard.
You are the only media source that I ever recommend.
SiriusXM News and Politics, starting at Channel 111 and on the SiriusXM app.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of the award-winning podcast, Black Diamonds. This week, we discuss Negro League statistics being integrated into the MLB record book.
This game, I realize how important it is to this country, to our history. Having the Negro Leagues included into all of this baseball history is as American as you can get.
Listen to Black Diamonds right now on the all-new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the SiriusXM app.
Tune to SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 all year long to hear expert opinions and analysis from former players, coaches, and executives.
Let's get you a sideline report brought to you by Richmond Bona Personal Injury Attorneys. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Bona. 51 yards, over 6 yards of carry for Frank Gore Jr. Of course, his dad played here in Buffalo. His dad still does work for the San Francisco 49ers, yet he's the one that encouraged Frank Gore Jr., his son, to sign with the Buffalo Bills because he said, I know Brandon Beane, I know this organization, I know they'll take care of him, I know he's in the right spot. I think that's pretty cool, guys.
Yeah, as we said earlier, he's angling for a practice squad role, and I think he's performed quite well again today. Panthers set to kick off here as Johnny Hecker, the punter, is going to do it. He did the last one as well. Tries to pooch it towards the sideline, and it bounces and finds the sideline. So the Bills happy to take it at their own 40 as the experimentation on the dynamic kickoff continues.
Kick out of bounds, number 4. The receiving team will take possession at the 40-yard line. First down.
We heard in the production meeting that Sam Martin may be used on a kickoff in this game just in case.
That was number 10.
And look, with this new dynamic kickoff, the kickers are likely going to be involved more in the tackles this year than ever in the past. Some special teams coach even flirting with the idea of putting a defensive player or a wide receiver that can possibly kick the football to be in that situation, to have another tackler on the field and not put your field goal kicker at risk.
So a good drive start for the Bills as Anthony Brown goes under center, and the handoff goes to Gore Jr., working his way behind the line, comes back to the left side, and is able to pick up 5 yards on the carry. And one other thing, Eric, we talked about this on the kickoffs. Decision-making is something that was going to be under the microscope for Daquan Hardy. He let a ball go over his head and into the end zone today for a touchback, and there he lets it bounce along the sideline to see if it finds the sideline, and it does. He got a pat on the back from Sean McDermott coming over to the sideline after the play. Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Gore up the middle, and it looks like he's got the first down into Carolina territory to the 49.
Yeah, if you're Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, this whole weekend's about roster evaluation. One of the specific roles is going to be returner. If I'm evaluating that situation heading into this season, I'm putting Hardy back there. I love his willingness with the football to get up the field. He seems to run fearless out there. He's sure-handed. And now through the preseason, each week after week, we've seen better decision-making from him.
And he's shown you something on defense as well. Anthony Brown with another handoff for Gore. Slides off a blocker and dives forward, and it's another 9 yards for Frank Gore Jr., who by the end of the day here is easily going to be the team's leading rusher.
Yeah, easily. And with Darrington Evans out of this game, Gore likely to get the remainder of the run. It's going to be interesting to see if, whether it's him just needing a break, needing a breather, or anything, what they do at that running back position. I don't think they want to put Ray Davis, James Cook, or Ty Johnson, who's returned a kick in this game, at risk.
And there goes Gore through a big hole on the left side as he plows forward to the 32 for a 7-yard gain, as he now has 78 yards on 12 carries. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Listen to groundbreaking interviews and thrilling play-by-play all season long. Touchdown! On SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
4:49 and counting left in the third quarter. Chris Brown, Eric Wood with you, coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. 1st and 10 at the Carolina 32. Brown takes the snap, going to roll out to his right. Looking downfield, now going to tuck it and run. Shakes a defender down to the 25, the 20, and he's down to the 19-yard line. A nice carry there. Good for 13 yards by Anthony Brown as the Bills are in the Relax red zone. Relax, we got this.
That may have answered my question of who runs with the football. If Frank Gore needs a breather or gets banged up in this one, Anthony Brown weaving through traffic there. Nice run on the play-action rollout. If the audience listening in hears some untimed, not timed well cheers, it's the wave going around the stadium here on Kids Day at Highmark Stadium.
Something you would expect on Kids Day. Brown in the shotgun, back to pass, looking left, settles for a throw to the flat to Zach Davidson, the tight end, who gets down to the 14, forced over the sideline at the 13-yard line by the linebacker Chandler Wooten.
Talked about it earlier. Tight end number 3 job up for grab. We've seen Trey McKitty catch a 2-point conversion today. He's had a couple nice blocks, and then Zach Davidson there makes a catch. It's likely McKitty or Davidson if Quentin Morris is going to miss extended time with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, that is a factor in that decision-making. Brown goes under center here on 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard pass play to Davidson. Handoff goes to Gore in the backfield. Coming around the left side, looking for the corner. Shakes away from a defender and has to get lassoed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Buffalo with 3:10 left here in the third quarter.
I'll tell you what, Frank Gore Jr. sure looks like a guy that is going to play football on Sundays, whether this fall or in the future. He's got great bursts. He's got great vision. He finishes his run with physicality. I was searching social media at halftime, and Frank Gore Sr. Tweeting, "That's my boy," with a repost of one of his runs in the first half that the Bills social media had put out there.
1st and goal at the 5 here. Gore the lone setback. Brown under center. Bird in motion. Pitch play to the right. Working off a block. Finding the end zone as he lunges over the goal line for a 5-yard touchdown run. Just like his papa, Frank Gore Jr. into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bills run a pitch play there. He gets on the exterior, shows his speed, lowers his shoulder, and shows his power to finish that run. Frank Gore continuing to press week after week. We also had nice blocks on the exterior. Richard Garage on the outside with a nice block, who's playing right tackle. And then also Keaton Bills at center right now, number 60 for the Bills, got up and got to the second level of the defense. The Bills down 8 points right now in this one, are going to go for 2 here.
The 2-point conversion attempt brought to you by Catholic Health, the right way to care. Gore now with 92 yards on just 14 carries and the touchdown.
Is this the situation where analytics say when you're down 8 in this situation, you go for 2, and that way if you score a touchdown the next one, then you have the extra point attempt?
Rolling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
So they're going to try to see if Gore's knee was down. That's got to be the issue here, because he lunged for the goal line, and it looked like he cleared it before the knee touched down, but maybe we'll get a better camera angle here from some of the replay monitors. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, and this, going back to the situation I'm talking about, this became popular in the NFL in the past couple seasons, where a team down by 14 that scores a touchdown to put themselves down 8. Traditionally, you would always kick the extra point, and now you're down 7. Analytics are now saying smarter to go for 2 in this situation.
We'll take a break here as there's a timeout on the field. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown! Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the SiriusXM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the SiriusXM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with SiriusXM 360L radios.
The eyes of the tennis world shift to the Big Apple, and former Grand Slam champion Tracy Austin and Dan Grasso preview the 144th edition of the U.S. Open.
Novak Djokovic wins the U.S. Open. The greatest gets greater.
From Novak Djokovic continuing his rivalry with phenom Carlos Alcaraz to Coco Gauff's title defense.
Coco Gauff is the United States Open champion.
Hear the U.S. Open preview show right now on the all-new SiriusXM app. Just search U.S. Open.
Everything a football fan needs is on the SiriusXM app. The biggest college football games.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Every NFL game with your hometown announcers.
It's a miracle in Las Vegas!
Winning fantasy football advice from the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I'm just not overpaying for quarterbacks in a Superflex league.
And passionate personalities on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
I don't want to hear it. You're not winning a championship. Can we mellow out? Let's move on, please.
No matter how you follow football, it's all on the SiriusXM app.
I am all in, baby.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the SiriusXM app.
Whether your team is at home or on the road, hear every game with your hometown announcers on the SiriusXM app. Just search for your team and click the favorite star.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth, Northwest Bank for what's next. The touchdown after review is good. Frank Gore Jr. Sal got a good look at it down on the sidelines and explained exactly what happened. Gore felt himself falling to the turf, put his hand down to keep his knee from hitting first, and then broke the plane of the end zone. Now the 2-point conversion attempt by the Bills to try to cut it to 6. Carolina up 25-17 right now. 2 receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Gore in the backfield to the right of Brown in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Back to pass, looking over the right side, and it's complete. There's a flag on the play, but Xavier Johnson pulled in the 2-point conversion. We'll have to see if this is offensive pass interference on a rub route, Eric.
Yeah, and if it is, it's likely going to be an extended extra point attempt. No, this is going to be on the Panthers. This is going to stand. That's a nice play by Anthony Brown there, executing on the 2-point conversion. And look, the Bills may have a decision here. Anthony Brown gives you extreme athleticism with his legs.
Illegal use of the hands to the face, number 39, the defense. The 2-point try was good. The 5-yard penalty will carry over to the kickoff.
Let's go down the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, guys, really nice touchdown drive by Anthony Brown and company for the Bills. Toyota drive time of 8 plays, 60 yards, 4 minutes and 31 seconds. That's all brought to you by Toyota, the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills. I love your story a little while ago, Eric, about Frank Gore Sr. tweeting that out about his son. I got to tell you, when Frank Gore Sr. was here, I would go in the locker room sometimes and just sit next to him and stand next to him. We'd talk. And he would bring up his phone and show me highlights of his son on Friday nights playing high school football. He was so proud, and he would say, look at my son. This is what he's doing here. This is what he's doing there. This is even before he wound up going to Southern Miss. It was incredible to kind of see that passion and that pride, and it's still showing up, which is awesome.
And that was back in 2019. Here we are 5 years later, and his son is in the league trying to earn a roster spot.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make this Bills team, I don't know that they can get him to the practice squad.
Maybe
what
not.
He's shown in the preseason, I don't know that he gets to the practice squad. The Bills not likely, just with the roster dynamics, not likely to be able to keep 4 running backs. You would assume those top 3 are locked in. Reggie Gilliam likely locked in at fullback as well.
Here's the kickoff as it's fielded by Deshaun Jameson to the 15, 20, gets through a couple of blockers out to the 30, and caught from behind, fortunately there, by Kyron Brown and Kendall Williamson.
And as we talked about earlier, often we're expecting this year on the kick returns to see more running back type players because of the dynamic of the play now being more closely related to a running situation. I'd like to see Frank Gore Jr. back there and try his hand on a kickoff return because he's got that explosion. He's got the power that you'd like to see. Now, can he be sure-handed and make great decisions back there? That's yet to be seen.
2:23 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 30 for Carolina. Handoff goes to Sheridan. Comes over the right side. Looks like he picked up 2 on the play on 1st and 10 from the 30. Branson Dean on the tackle.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this third quarter and counting. Joe Andreessen still out there, and he's manning this defense. So far on the play, on the day, he's got 8 tackles. He leads the Bills this preseason with 24 total tackles throughout this August.
Flanked by Eddie Ulofoshio, the rookie. The only other linebacker that can come into the game at this point is Shane Simon. As we've learned, Nicholas Morrow not going to play today. Big completion over the middle to Jesper Horsted, the tight end, as he's into Buffalo territory and down to the Bills' 43-yard line. Big pass play there. Tackle made by D. Delaney, a 24-yard pass play.
One of the biggest concerns that the Bills have heading into the season without Matt Milano out with the bicep injury is the coverage at the second level of the defense? Can Dorian Williams be a surefire deal in coverage? And he hasn't shown it to that point of his career. Today we've seen a lot of these reserve linebackers picked on at the second level.
Handoff goes to Shurton here on 1st and 10 from the 43, and he's bottled up after a gain of 1 on the play. Kingsley Jonathan first on the scene there to wrap him up.
And so Joe Andreessen and Olafosio were in on that play previously, the big pass play down the middle of the field. Oftentimes in zone coverage, it's hard to identify who's exactly at fault. After the play, Joe Andreessen clapping his hands together, potentially signaling that maybe it was his fault on the play, also maybe just upset with the long gain on the play.
Empty set on 2nd and 8. Plummer in the shotgun, throws out to the right sideline, and it's complete. And pulling in the ball was Jacob Hollister, the tight end, another former Bill. Eddie Ulafosio forces him over the sideline as he's 3 yards shy of the first down marker. Going to bring up 3rd and 3. We'll see if the Panthers get this playoff before the end of the third quarter as we have 15 seconds left and counting.
Yeah, Jack Plummer approaching the huddle, calling the play right now. Looks like they're going to break the huddle. Nope, they are just simply going to take this to the end of the third quarter.
And the clock winds down. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will do it for the third. Time to make the switch to the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Northwest Bank. Helping you reach your goals with real-life solutions and advice. Go to northwest.com. Northwest Bank for what's next. Carolina up 25-19, and they've got a 3rd and 3 at the Buffalo 36 when we return. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next. The next chance to skip the trip. Thanks to Mobile Deposit, the easy way to deposit checks from your phone. The next way to split the bill. With Zelle, the app that lets you safely send money to just about anyone. Even the next contact-free shopping spree. Simply add your Northwest Visa credit card to your mobile wallet. It's all part of Northwest Checking, with 3 flexible options to fit your life. Northwest Bank, for what's next. Visit northwest.com, member FDIC.
Sneaky Joe DiBiase here for Frequentum Brewing. Do you love drinking beer? Do you love having fun? Well, so do the people over at Frequentum Brewing. They just opened brand new tap room in the Old First Ward. You guys got to check them out. Whether you're a hophead, a sour lover, or craving a refreshing lager, they've got something for the entire Buffalo community. Their entrance is right on the corner of Kentucky and Republic, parking all around the building, so make sure you stop by. Frequentum Brewing, fresh beer, good vibes.
Benefit from the balance of a hybrid home heating and cooling system. Hybrid systems offer a new way to manage your home's temperature year-round by using both electricity and natural gas to provide comfort and consistency at a lower cost and with greater performance than other options. Hybrid systems also help to lower emissions and can be installed more affordably with a $1,350 rebate through National Fuel's Conservation Incentive Program. Ask your contractor about hybrid systems today. To learn more, visit fuelingtomorrowtoday.com/hybrid.
It was 1964 and 1965 when the Buffalo Bills won back-to-back AFL championships. The Buffalo Bills Alumni Foundation will celebrate the 60th anniversary of those teams. Join the Bills alumni on their gala weekend that raises money for local charities. The gala reception is Friday, September 6th at Seneca Niagara Casino. And the Ralph C. Wilson Memorial Golf Tournament is Saturday, September 7th at Seneca Hickory Stick. For tickets, go to BuffaloBillsAlumniFoundation.com. Bills alumni, still winning for us with over $3 million raised for local charities.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
An NFL scoreboard delivered to you by the UPS store. Be unstoppable. Packers lead the Ravens 30-7. Texans over the Rams 10-9. You guys know you want that college football score. How about the big upset in Dublin? Georgia Tech 24, Florida State 21. Final.
Wow. Trying to tell you before the broadcast, Chris, Florida State not the favorite to win the ACC this year. Clemson is.
I was just saying what the prognosticators were saying. 3rd and 3 from the 36 for Carolina. Plummer back to pass, going for all the marbles down the left sideline, and it's complete for a touchdown to Jalen Coker. A 36-yard touchdown reception for the receiver, who's in his rookie season out of Holy Cross.
You know, this is all about evaluations. It's not about the end result on the scoreboard. I was watching Gable Stevenson specifically on that play. Bull rushes the left guard of the Panthers right back in the lap of Jack Plummer. It's been fun watching Stevenson progressed throughout this preseason. Would love to see him make the practice squad, be able to develop for a year, and then potentially see next training camp. What can this guy do when the pads come back on after a full year in uniform?
Tough play there for Kyron Brown, who was beaten on the play. Panthers going to go for 2 here, up 31-19 as we're just underway in the fourth quarter. Here's the snap. It's low. Plummer handles it. Pressure coming. Nowhere to go. Retreating and just throws it out of the back of the end zone as Ilianku, Cameron Klein, and Gable Stevenson were all bearing down on him.
Yeah, nice pass rush up the middle there by those Bills interior defensive linemen.
This Buffalo Bills radio broadcast is brought to you in part by Reimer Home Services. For your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, get Reimer on the horn. Call 716-908-6828 or visit Reimer.com today. 31-19 in favor of Carolina, 14:54 left. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
This Buffalo Bills broadcast is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com.
By Hiller Comerford Injury and Disability Law. Fighting to get our veterans the disability benefits they deserve. It's Hiller time.
By Skyworks Equipment Rental. Building America from the ground up.
By Upstate Honda Dealers. For great deals on the entire Honda lineup, visit your Upstate Honda dealer today.
And by Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time, Bills fans.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
After my motorcycle accident, my attorneys at the Barnes firm got me $300,000, 5 times more than insurance offered.
After my car accident, insurance offered $50,000. My case was worth over $1 million more.
Hi, I'm Rich Barnes. Is your case worth more than the insurance company says? Call the Barnes firm now. You might be surprised.
My case was worth $800,000.
What's your case worth? Call our Buffalo office now and find out.
Past results don't predict future outcomes. 451 Grinder, 500 Pearl.
Freed Maxick is one of the largest locally owned public accounting firms in the West New York region and a top 100 CPA firm in the nation. Freed Maxick has over 300 employees who enjoy a wide range of unique benefits. Freed Maxick has opportunities at all levels for in-person and remote talent. Join the Freed Maxick team and start or continue your career with a world-class firm. Visit our website at freedmaxick.com/careers to learn more and apply. Freed Maxick. Trust earned.
It's a beautiful day outside, and you're looking for the perfect place to enjoy a delicious meal. Look no further. Take in stunning views of the Niagara River on the 2-tiered patio of Bella Vista Restaurante, offering daily breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Enjoying the day on the water? Take advantage of our free boat docking and stop by for a bite. Bella Vista Restaurante at Niagara Riverside Resort, located on the Upper Niagara, just east of the North Grand Island Bridge, by boat or by car. 7001 Buffalo Avenue in Niagara Falls, USA. Reservations at bvniagara.com.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Down here on the sidelines, a sideline report brought to you by Richmond Vona Personal Injury Attorneys. When the unexpected happens, expect Richmond Vona. Speaking of unexpected, even the officials have to prepare for the unexpected, guys. Referee Alan Eck has left the field to go up top. He's being replaced by Greg Meyer, the back judge. This is just in case they have to do something like that to go through the mechanics during a real game.
Yeah, if one of the officials falls ill or is injured. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and Daquan Hardy will down it there as it went there on the fly. So that means it's coming out to the 30. As the Bills offense comes out with Anthony Brown. Eric, you were kind of impressed with his drive on the last scoring drive. You think his running ability might give them pause as to who to keep between him and DiNucci?
I think it could. And look, you don't want to tailor an offense to a backup quarterback, so if he came in the game, you're likely running the same stuff as you would with Josh Allen. If Anthony Brown becomes the backup, though, he just gives you that extra added element. Now, DiNucci has underrated athleticism. Anthony Brown, an elite athlete at the quarterback position, though.
Handoff goes to Gore Jr. on 1st and 10 and gets about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Chandler Wooten on the tackle for Carolina as the clock will run down to 14.5 left in this one. Bills down 31-19.
Frank Gore Jr. up to 94 yards on the game, averaging over 6 yards a carry. He has been impressive throughout this preseason. They're checking him out of the game right now, and they're just going to go without a running back on this play. We'll see if it is Anthony Brown who carries this one or if they air it out.
Brown in the shotgun, takes the snap on 2nd and 8, throws out to the right side, complete to Zach Davidson, forced out of bounds there, short of the first down marker. Quandre Mosley on the stop. Let's go down the sidelines to Sal.
Yeah, guys, a little bit more in the official situation. So I'm talking with some of the off-field officials down here on the sideline who told me that sometimes the officiating crew actually travels with an extra official just in case. It doesn't happen for every game, but they do have that in place at a lot of the games throughout the season.
Injuries can happen with officials as well. I would often see those guys getting taped up in our training room before the game. They get their ankles taped, maybe wrist, whatever it may be.
3rd and 3 here. Brown back to pass. Sets up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Complete to Trey McKinney, the tight end. Shakes a tackler, and he's down to the 42-yard line into Carolina territory. An 18-yard pickup by Trey McKinney, the Georgia product.
Early in training camp, one of the biggest, some of the biggest hype was around Zach Davidson, the second-year tight end out of Central Missouri. But as training camp's gone on with the injury to Quentin Morris, it's likely that third tight end needs to have a huge blocking presence, and Trey McKinney, at least from the optics from my vantage point, seems to be the better blocker of the two.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Handoff goes to Frank Gore over the left side on 1st and 10 from the 43, and he'll get down to the 40.
Another thing that you could do with this roster as you're trying to make the numbers work is roll into the season with just Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox on your 53 active roster. Put either McKinney or Davidson. You would assume one of those you could get to the practice squad, and on a need-be basis throughout the season, elevate maybe one of them until Quentin Morris comes back.
Brown in the shotgun here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Looking left. Fires to Davidson, who makes a one-handed grab right at the first down marker. And talking to Brandon Bean about Zach Davidson, Eric, he says he does not have a complete game yet, but that one major part of his game is pretty special, and we just saw it there.
Yeah, these athletic tight ends that are more like receivers, these guys are becoming more and more popular in the NFL. These guys that are primarily receivers coming out of college, yes, they have to develop the blocking part of their game, and hopefully he can do that, because if he can put it together, he will have a nice career in this league.
1st and 10 from the 32. Brown looking down the right sideline, looking for Demir Bird, but he was covered up well by the defensive back there, Quandre Mosley. Incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You got 2 one-on-one fade routes on both sides was the design of that play. I like going to the side with Kane here, closest to us in the booth along the Bills sideline at 6'4". He instead throws the fade to Demir Bird, trying to utilize that speed on the outside, unable to create separation. The ball's thrown behind him.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gore the lone setback, and he's going to take the handoff over the left side through the hole, dragging tacklers with him, but a flag flies as he gets down to the 26-yard line with 11:29 left.
Looks like this one's going to come back. I think they're going to get 63, Kevin Jarvis. Didn't look like an egregious hold, but a lot of times when those guys fall on the ground on the defensive side of the football, right around the point of attack, those flags generally are coming out in those situations.
And it is a holding, as the sub-referee does not have a mic to communicate.
I read his lips, though. It was 63, Kevin Jarvis.
Oh, well done.
Well, I was watching the TV monitor in front of us.
I was going to say, lip reading from 100 yards away. That's impressive.
I did get LASIK done by Atwell here in sound.
Okay.
And those eyes are very good at this point. But, yes, I cheated and used the screen in front of us to get that lip reading.
2nd and 20 from the 42. Brown going to go into the shotgun here with Gore to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 10 on the play clock. Here's a snap. Back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now tucks it, wants to run and escape, and instead just tries to find his way back to the original line of scrimmage, and he kind of does. Yeah, it's going to be a no gain here. That may go for a sack statistically.
Yeah, nobody opened down the field, couldn't find anybody, tried to scramble up in the pocket. Nice job by Carolina, bottling him in there. Oftentimes when you're going against an athletic quarterback, you're not getting up the field as much. Not your traditional pass rush around the edges. You want to close up those rush lanes, and that's exactly what the Panthers did there.
Brown in the shotgun here on now a 3rd and 21. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left with the tight end, McKinney. Back to pass. Out to the left side. It's complete. And forced out of bounds there is Justin Shorter. And he's going to be short of the first down.
In my opinion,
Chris Wilcox forced him out.
In my opinion, this is almost perfect scenario. I'd almost even want it to be a touch longer. Tyler Bass now gets to come out. He's kicking a 50-yarder into a slight breeze here. Tyler Bass was hot last year and then faded late in the season, goes just 2 for 5 in the postseason. Not good enough, and has struggled at times in practice.
The field goal attempt brought to you by Univera Healthcare right here for Western New York teams on and off the field. It'll be a 51-yard attempt from the left hash. Play clock down to 5. Here's the snap. Hold is down. Kick is long enough, and it is no good. Wide to the right. And the struggles move from the practice field to the game field. That's the first miss of the preseason for Tyler Bass. As the score remains 31-19 with 9:45 left, this is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown!
Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the SiriusXM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the SiriusXM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with SiriusXM 360L radios.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Jim Thome.
7th game of the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's heartbreaking when you don't win. Every player, I think, would feel that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Soak in the energy of endless summer nights in a beachside party paradise. Sounds of Ibiza, a channel featuring Afro House, techno, and what's trending from the island. Sounds of Ibiza, one of over 200 extra channels always available in the SiriusXM app. And now for a limited time on Channel 105 on most radios.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the SiriusXM app.
Get daily football news on the players and teams that matter to you on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Chris Brown, Eric Wood with you. 9:45 left. 31-19 your score in favor of Carolina, and they have a drive start at their own 41 after the missed field goal attempt by Tyler Bass, his first miss of the preseason in games. But it's been an inconsistent story in training camp and practice.
Yeah, and the Bills right now, if they were to move on from him at the end of this week, they would be in for $7.5 million in, I believe, dead cap over the next 2 years. That makes it extremely tough to cut him.
A nice tackle for loss there by Cameron Klein, who came off the right side of the formation and wrapped up the running back for a loss of 2. Loss of 2 on the play.
Cameron Klein is enormous. You know, he's big defensive end. He continues to impress me week in and week out on special teams at 6'4", maybe 265 pounds. I just don't know if he's done enough on the defensive side of the football throughout the preseason to justify keeping him on the 53.
Plummer in the shotgun here on 2nd and 12. Empty set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. Fires to the left sideline where it's complete and caught by Sam Pinckney, a receiver who just signed this week. Out to the 46-yard line for a pickup of 7. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. To Corey Couch, forced him over the sideline.
But during the break, Chris, you brought up a great point. The Bills have a tough schedule, especially early in the season. Likely a lot closer games this year, and you just can't have missed field goals, missed extra points. And you want to go into the season confident in your kicker, and I don't think you can right now with Tyler Bass.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Plummer in the shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure coming from Kingsley. Jonathan gets away from it, steps up in the pocket, lofts a pass down the left sideline, complete to Sheridan. Tackle made from behind there by Ulofoshio, but a big gainer there as he's all the way down to the Buffalo 26-yard line. Boy, Plummer made that play happen by getting out of trouble in the pocket, Eric.
Yeah, we often would say that it takes two guys to get a sack in this league, two defensive guys to win. There, Kingsley Jonathan creates the pressure, but no one in front of Jack Plummer creating any pressure. He's able to escape the pocket to his left and find the guy down the field.
A 28-yard pass play there as Plummer is in the shotgun again here on 1st and 10. Play clock down to 5 with 7:50 left. Down to 2, here's the snap. Handoff goes to Sheridan, spins away from Cameron Klein, but he recollects him and drops him for a 1-yard loss. Second tackle for loss on this drive by Cameron Klein.
Yeah, he's been active, and he's been active on special teams throughout the preseason, just mentioned before. Has he not done enough defensively throughout training camp, throughout this preseason, to justify being one of those top 5 defensive ends? I don't think so.
Eddie Ulofoshio now running the defense at the middle linebacker spot out there with Deion Jones at the wheel. 10 on the play clock with Plummer in the shotgun. Sheridan to his left, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Looking to his left, goes to Sheridan out of the backfield. Kind of an awkward location in terms of where he threw the ball. We've got a flag on the play and an injured Bills player. Looks like it's D. Delaney, the safety. Another injured safety. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, and this was a pick route on the outside. Didn't see the shot coming from the outside in. Not sure if this can be offensive pass interference or a hit on a defenseless player. We're going to hear from the officials. Actually, we're not going to hear. We'll just see the signals because of the gymnastics they're playing with the officials here in the second half.
Athletic trainers and the medical staff are out there on the field for Delaney, who's on his back. And we're going to take a break here during this injury with 7:04 left. This is Buffalo Bills football.
Touchdown! Throughout the 2024 season, each NFL team channel on the SiriusXM app will feature the team's pre- and post-game shows before and after every game.
What's given me confidence is how they've responded to adversity.
Get instant reaction, live interviews, and press conference audio. Now your favorite team's broadcast includes their pre- and post-game shows all season long on the SiriusXM app. All 32 team channels are also available in vehicles equipped with SiriusXM 360L radios.
Hey, it's Andy Richter, here to tell you about the Andy Richter Call-In Show. Each week, I'll be inviting callers to weigh in on important questions like, have you ever seen a ghost? What's the worst job you've ever had? What's the worst date you've ever been on? Along the way, I'll be joined by my favorite comedians and friends. Check out the Andy Richter Call-In Show. New episodes each Wednesday at 4 p.m. East and West, with replays throughout the week on Conan O'Brien Radio. The show will also be available on demand in the SiriusXM app whenever you want. Just search Andy Richter.
College football is back.
And he can walk into the end zone if he wants to.
Saturday, the road to the expanded 12-team playoff begins.
He's got it!
As Florida State takes on Georgia Tech at noon Eastern.
Touchdown!
Hear the game on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and on the SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is your home all season long for the best games. To find out where to hear your favorite team each week, go to SiriusXM.com/college football schedule.
That's a touchdown!
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the SiriusXM app.
Get a little home cooking right on your phone. Your hometown announcers are always on the SiriusXM app. SiriusXM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Safety D. Delaney walked off the field with trainers. That's encouraging, but he is inside the blue tent right now being looked at, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Sal. Injury reports are brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Car crash for help, call 1-800-8-MILLION. We've got 7:04 left, a 2nd and 20 here for the Panthers at the Buffalo 36. Bills down 31-19 here. As we are deep into the third teamers. Two receivers to the left, two to the right for the Panthers here as Horsted, the tight end, comes in motion to the right side. Plummer in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the throw, and hands it off to Sheridan, who's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, but he drags the tackler with him for about 6 yards down the field. Ili Anku went for a little bit of a ride there.
He did. So now we have Joe Andreessen out of this game, we mentioned earlier. And look, I think he's done enough to make this squad. They get him out of there, which is often a sign that, look, they've seen enough from him, and I think they probably have seen enough for him to make the 53. Interesting that Javon Solomon out of this game. They've been running primarily with Klein on the edge, Kingsley Jonathan, and others out there on the edge. Maybe a sign that they see him a little higher in the pecking order.
Plummer back to pass. Pressure coming and making the sack. Rondell Bothroyd, the undrafted rookie from Oklahoma.
Really nice job grabbing the back of the shoulder pads of Jack Plummer, but not getting the horse collar. Just kind of slung him to the ground. Really nice pass rush there. And on 4th and 21, the Panthers are going to keep their offense on the field. A little too close to punt, a little too far away for a field goal attempt. So they're going to give Jack Plummer a shot at this one.
Bothroyd beat the rookie left tackle Tyler Smith on that sack. So it's 4th and 21, and the whistles blow here as Carolina is going to call a timeout. This team timeout is brought to you by Kaleida Health. Oshai Children's Hospital helps get kids back to being kids.
Yeah, as we get to the end of this one of the keys to the games was trying to stay injury-free today. The Bills have been banged up throughout the preseason. We have the hamstring to Darrington Evans. He was declared out. We're not sure the severity of that one. And then we also saw, we saw
D. Delaney. Yeah.
D. Delaney, it looked like a hip maybe.
They were checking his left knee on the field.
Yeah, because he took a shot from the outside in from his right side, but then often your left knee could be the one that catches. But other than that, it seems like the Bills, just 2 injuries on the day.
Plummer in the shotgun here on 4th and 21. Back to pass, pressure coming from Jonathan, and now Ili Anku. He throws it in the right flat to Sheridan, the running back. He is going to be terribly short of the first down marker as he's forced out of bounds at the 32 by Corey Couch, who's racked up his share of tackles here.
He has. He's shown well here today. Kingsley Jonathan was able to create the pressure on that play, and Stevenson actually was the one to knock Plummer to the ground.
And proving my eyes correct, Corey Couch, the leading tackler in the game now with 10 on the afternoon.
Stick to your game plan and always bet responsibly. Remember to set your limits and never chase your losses.
We've got a timeout on the field here with 5:30 left. And the Panthers up 31-19, but it's Buffalo football here as they will take over on offense. Sal, what did you think of the guys you had your eye on today in the course of this game?
I think Frank Gore Jr. was super impressive. Now, look, you could say, sneak him on because of the film that he's put on here of another team, but I think with running backs, it's a lot, easier, Chris, to get in the practice squad. Teams aren't generally going to grab a running back when they generally have a lot of guys like that themselves to try and get them up to speed, to learn a new playbook. So I think the Bills should have a pretty good opportunity to keep Frank Gore Jr. around and not worry about that. You never know. It only takes one team, right, to feel like that. But right. I think running backs are a position where teams aren't going to necessarily do that. I thought Daquan Hardy did a really nice job in the return game, just decision-making today. That's what the Buffalo Bills wanted to see from Daquan Hardy. And speaking of a rookie defensive back, Corey Couch has been all over this field.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels to me like he's been around the ball all the time. And again, that's another guy that I don't really know where the spot is for him, but there should be a spot in this organization as of Tuesday, 4 p.m.
Yeah, I think he's a practice squad candidate just because of the depth that lies in front of him, but a guy that can play the nickel and also showed here late in the game that he can play outside as well. And, let's go back to, familiarity again. He comes from Miami. He's an undrafted rookie. Jamiel Adai, the cornerbacks coach, is familiar with his game. So maybe you have some added intel there on what you can do with that kid. And I think he's shown pretty promising development through the course of training camp. I think he's firmly on the practice squad. So that would be my guy that really stood out today.
Yeah, for sure. And as I look down here, by the way, D. Delaney, he's still being surrounded by trainers. That's a guy that's probably not going to make, the Buffalo Bills, but you wonder, a guy like that, there's a lot of guys out here, what their ultimate fate is. I mean, there's going to be guys that they're going to have to evaluate for injuries that are already injured. There's going to be a couple guys today. Darrington Evans went out. D. Delaney. These are big decisions coming for the Bills.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. Anthony Brown under center here on 1st and 10 from the 33. Is coming in motion right to left is Demir Bird. Handoff comes over the left side. And Frank Gore Jr. adding more yards to his total as he's very close to going up and over 100 yards on the day. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry. He has been ultra productive here this afternoon.
And we know he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well, Chris. He's done that a little bit this preseason and picking up blitzes, things like that. Those are the nuances of the game, but he's got such a high IQ too.
Gore subs out as they have all receivers and tight ends on the field. Brown back to pass, complete to Zach Davidson, but he's wrapped up around the ankles immediately by Rudy Ford after a gain out to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 4, and that'll set up 3rd and 3.
Chris, if Zach Davidson could really become a solid blocker, I think that he could really make himself money to have a nice career in this league.
Yeah, and with the injury to Morris, it's going to be a very interesting decision this week to see how they work the numbers at tight end. Do they just carry Morris as an injured player on the active roster? Do they IR him and sit him for 4 weeks? It's going to be very interesting to see what they do there. Here's the snap on 3rd and 3. Brown back to pass, shuffles to his left, completes the pass to Xavier Johnson at the 45-yard line, and it's good for a first down.
Chris, we should remind fans of the new rule in the NFL this year. Previously, you had to make the 53-man roster before being placed on IR if you were to come back. Now this year, all teams will get 2 players on Final Cutdown Day on Tuesday that they can put on IR and designate to return at that time. Do not have to carry them onto the 53-man roster.
Right, so the Reed Ferguson roster shuffle we've seen the last couple of years may not have to take place. Here's a handoff to Frank Gore coming over the left side. Only about a yard on the play to the 46. As we come up on 3:30 left and counting here in the game, Walter Palmore on the tackle, and Gore is shaken up after that carry. He sits up, but the trainers are out there to take a look at him.
Well, you don't want to see that from anybody, especially a guy like Frank Gore Jr. who's had such an outstanding game. Oh boy, you'd hope that he's okay. Obviously, Frank Gore Jr. He's in pain, guys. They're looking at his lower leg here.
Yeah, as we're watching on the replay up here, Sal, his left leg got pinned underneath a defensive tackle whose body just bounced off his lower leg.
Well, here's the good news. He just stood up, Chris, and he's gonna walk off, not jog off, but walk off pretty briskly.
Yeah, his left leg got pinned, and you wonder if his ankle got hyperextended under the weight of the defensive lineman and got bent awkwardly. So right now, Buffalo does not have a running back. Darrington Evans is injured, and so is Frank Gore. So the Bills will go without right now. As they go empty set here, they've got Davidson lined up in the backfield with Brown in the shotgun on 2nd and 9. Here's the snap, back to pass, going to step up in the pocket and dumps it down underneath to Demir Bird at the 48. Spins away from 2 tacklers, still on his feet at the 40. To the 35, tries to stiff arm another, and he's forced out of bounds there after a big gain. Jamie Robinson forced him out of bounds, but big first down yardage and more for Demir Bird down to the Carolina 34.
He also took an extra shot on the sidelines down here, and a couple of Bills linemen were not happy and kind of just started going after him a little bit in that area, kind of chasing him, and went back to the defensive side, but he definitely gave an extra shot.
Yeah, Demir Bird tried to stiff-arm Jamie Robinson, the defensive back, and Robinson didn't appreciate that and stiff-armed him right back in the mask, shoving him out of bounds. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hamler in motion out of the backfield. Quick hitter to Xavier Johnson on a slant down to the 28, fighting for extra yardage and pushes the pile with some help from an offensive lineman down to the 19. No, they're going to mark him at the 21-yard line. First down, Buffalo.
I wonder if they'd put Xavier Johnson in the backfield. He is a former running back at Ohio State, actually. Now, I'm sure that he hasn't necessarily worked it here in Buffalo through practices and training camp, Chris, but that is a player that has experience at running back, and the Bills don't have any now due to the injury to Frank Gore and Darrington Evans today.
Got a timeout here taken by the Bills as the offensive unit was a little gassed there on this drive. This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health. Oshai Children's Hospital is for our community's moms, kids, and babies. So 2:35 left. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Buffalo at the Carolina 21. They are down 31-19. I got to tell you, though, Sal, Anthony Brown, for 4 days of prep, has done quite well today with his execution.
100% right. I really, from here, ground level, I've been impressed with his command of the huddle, the fact that he's able to get everybody lined up. There's been no issues with communication, no issues with, late in the count, clock running down. I would say Keaton Bills actually hasn't done the best job of getting the ball to where it needs to be snapping-wise, and that's to be expected. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of reps, and Anthony Brown's had to actually pick up the ball in different places and then get his eyes up.
He is 11 of 12 for 102 yards in this game and has 13 rushing yards as well. Under center, handoff goes to Hamler, who's going to carry it, gets around the corner to the 10, the 5, reaches for the pylon. They're saying he's out of bounds at the 3. Oh, what an effort by KJ Hamler. I thought he had an inspiring touchdown run. Wow. They're going to mark him out at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal Buffalo. That defense wasn't ready for that speed.
He turned the corner and just exploded down to the 3-yard line before his left foot hit out of bounds. A guy like KJ Hamler, this is really an interesting opportunity for him, isn't it, Chris, to show what he can do with the ball in his hands?
Yeah, and he's lined up in the backfield again as the Bills are in the Relax red zone. Relax, we got this. Brown under center, 2 receivers to the right, Bird on the left. Handoff goes to Hamler, going to lower his head, and is he in? No, he's down at the 1-yard line. His knee was down before he crossed the plane. That's what the ref on the field is saying. We'll see if it gets reviewed. Yeah, his knee is probably down as Jamie Robinson, the defensive back, held his upper body up while his knee hit the turf. So I would tend to agree with the call on the field. We'll see if they take a look at it.
You're going to have a 2-minute warning here, Chris. And from there, I wonder if the Bills do punch this in a preseason game here. They have not had an opportunity to actually work on an onside kick yet in preseason.
It'll be a 2nd and 1 situation here on the 1-yard line. Buffalo Bills football brought to you in part by Toyota, the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills. Toyota, let's go places. It's the 2-minute warning on the Buffalo Bills radio network.
This Buffalo Bills broadcast is being brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com.
By Snapdragon Apples, the official apple of the Buffalo Bills.
By Houghton University. Discover surprisingly affordable Christ-centered university right here in New York.
By Verizon, the official 5G network of the Buffalo Bills.
By Tullamore Dew. When it's game time, it's Tully time.
And by Haynes Supply. From our Buffalo roots to nationwide sales and service, we are your industrial contractor supplier.
New season, new faces, new stories.
Let's go!
NFL Plus Premium gives you more access to the sport you love.
Thanks for hanging out with us for this Bills preseason game. It's the last one. We're getting ready for the regular season kickoff on September 8th. The Bills will host the Arizona Cardinals. Make sure you are here and make sure you turn on that little bell when you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, get on it, hit that subscribe button, become an insider today. Turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live for any Toronto sports action, whether it's the Blue Jays, the Argos, the Leafs coming up, the Raptors, and every single Buffalo Bills game this season. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button and helping us grow this amazing community. Now let's go Bills. Let's finish the preseason strong.
A perfect racing experience for the whole family. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Watkins Glen, September 11th through the 15th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
You're not planning to schlep up Mount Everest, snap a selfie with your Sherpa, Barbarum, and tag Sir Edmund Hillary just to prove it's not that hard. You would like to stop using the "it's too hilly" excuse to get out of the weekly hike with your in-laws. You need everyday strength and conditioning with home fitness equipment from Pachillos Fitness Gear. on Sheridan between Sweet Home and Millersport, the home of FREE free delivery and setup on cardio equipment.
What it do, Buffalo? It's Deion Dawkins here. You know, I've literally seen firsthand the incredible work at Northland Workforce Training Center.
And now you can support that work by joining Northland's silent auction. Bid on amazing items like overnight hotel stays, dinner with Deion Dawkins, happy hour with Sal Capaccio, tickets to pro sports games, autographed memorabilia, and more. But hurry, visit NorthlandWTC.org today. The auction ends on September 13th.
Score big with Northland Workforce Training Center.
This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth, Northwest Bank for what's next. Bills in a 2nd and goal situation on the 1 after KJ Hamler was kept out of the end zone on the first down carry. He is the lone setback here. A receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Brown under center, takes the snap, give goes to Hamler, and he's in for a 1-yard touchdown run. KJ Hamler's first rushing touchdown since his days at Penn State, where he had 17 career carries for 87 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Hamler puts it in the end zone, and the Bills are down 6, 31-25 with 1:57 left. And some good drives here put together by Anthony Brown today. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. Bills are lined up for the Catholic Health extra point. Catholic Health, the right way to care. Snap, hold down, kick up. And it is good, but it was close. Close to that right upright to make it 31-26 with 1:57 remaining. Well, KJ Hamler, the more you can do, Sal, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is going to be really interesting now. The Buffalo Bills had a nice comeback here in the fourth quarter on Kids Day. A lot of cheering going on here. Tyler Bass kicks it through. But KJ Hamler, no doubt about it, Chris, you're right. A lot of juice. He showed toughness in between the tackles on that play. And that's what you want to see from anybody in this situation on the Buffalo Bills roster, which is, hey, we need you in a pinch. Go out there, do what is needed for the team, and become a team player. KJ Hamler just did this. Now, question is, do the Buffalo Bills try an onside kick here? And let me see where they line up here, Chris. They're going to line up.
Looks like they're doing a regular kickoff here. Well, I should say a regular dynamic kickoff.
Yeah, let me give you the drive time here. 9 plays, 67 yards, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That's all brought to you by Toyota. It's the Toyota drive time. It's the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills, of course. You're right. The Bills have 2 timeouts they can still use, Chris.
That's right. So try to pin him deep, get a stop, see if they can go for a win. 3 scoring drives, I believe, here for Anthony Brown on the day. Nice work for a guy that came in on short notice. Line drive kick by Bass, hits the 5-yard line and goes into the end zone. And it goes over the side of the end zone. So that one should work.
Chris, let me get everybody their final NFL scoreboard of the day delivered to you by the UPS store. Be unstoppable. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to tell you about week 1 because it's almost here. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Baltimore at Kansas City to start off on that Thursday night, though. Green Bay, Philly, Pittsburgh's at Atlanta, and then, of course, the Arizona Cardinals come to the Buffalo Bills here at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, 1 p.m. Sunday, September 8th.
We cannot wait for that one. So that was a good dynamic kickoff by Bass. It hits the landing zone, goes into the end zone, and was not fieldable. So it only goes out to the 20 for Carolina, who's going to try to kneel the clock out, but Buffalo called timeout. This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health and the Patricia Allen Fund for the most critical moments. Give today.
So this is interesting. The Panthers just kneeled it. Sean McDermott went up to the official, called timeout. I looked over. Is it Plummer who's still out there, right, at quarterback? And Plummer kind of did like a roll eyes, shrug shoulders, like, what are you doing? Well, they're trying to replicate a game situation here.
Now Plummer is in the shotgun with 2 receivers to the left. Carolina says, all right, we'll play some ball here. Hands off to Sheridan, and he's brought down very quickly for a loss of 1. Tackle made by Ulofoshio with 1:50 left. And the Bills, did they use their last timeout there? Yes, they did. This team timeout brought to you by Kaleida Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
Interact with our stable of former players, coaches, and executives all day long on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Coming in live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth. Northwest Bank for what's next. 2nd and 10 here from their own 20 for Carolina with 1:50 left. Bills are out of timeouts. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Plummer in the shotgun, back to pass, throws out to the right sideline, and it's complete. And it looks like it's a first down to Coker for a pickup of 11, tackled by Kyron Brown as the clock will run here. As we're up under 135, that fresh set of downs could be costly.
Yeah, Chris, if that was incomplete, the Bills were going to get the ball back with just under a minute left, but that's going to probably seal the game for the Carolina Panthers. They're going to go to victory formation now.
Plummer under center here, ready to kneel this one out. Takes a knee on 1st and 10. As the clock will wind down, and I think they're only going to have to do that one more time. It was under 120 when they did that. And as we're coming to you live from the Northwest Bank broadcast booth, Northwest Bank for what's next. And it's roster decision time this weekend. Brandon Bean, his pro personnel department, Sean McDermott and his coaching staff will all huddle up and make some of the tough decisions. I think a lot of the starting roles are pretty cut and dry, Sal. It's the reserve roles that are going to be the bone of contention here.
Yeah, for sure. Tuesday, 4 o'clock. It's going to be a really interesting next 3 days, basically, Chris. And it's always a sad day when, you hear about and you see guys get released. It's always a really happy day on the inverse where guys fulfill their lifelong dream to not only be out here but then make a 53-man roster, and a lot of decisions to be made by the Buffalo Bills.
All right, the last kneel down by Plummer has been done. That will kill the remaining 28 seconds on the clock. And so the Bills will fall to the Carolina Panthers 31-26. They will finish the season with a 1-2 mark as head coach Sean McDermott heads out to talk to Dave Canales, the first-year coach for the Panthers. And the preseason is officially in the books as Buffalo falls 31-26 here at home, but some encouraging play from both quarterbacks for the Bills, who have only been here for a little over a week. Ben DiNucci with some nice plays in the passing game in the first half. Anthony Brown with some good decisions in the second half. And that'll be part of the decision-making process here going forward. Did one of those quarterbacks look good enough to potentially serve as the backup in week 1 of the regular season should Mitch Trubisky's knee not respond in a way that would make him available for the season opener as the backup quarterback to Josh Allen? One of the many decisions that must be decided here in the coming days as we close in on final cutdown from 90 to 53 players on Tuesday, August 27th, the deadline to get that roster cut in, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay tuned for the post-game coach's podium interview, brought to you by Northtown Kia, Western New York's #1 Kia dealer. Shop northtownkia.com. That's going to do it for us and the preseason. As the preseason wraps up here, and
all good.
And we get ready for regular season football, which will take place 2 weeks from tomorrow, as the Bills open the season here at home against the Arizona Cardinals, a cross-conference matchup with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, as the Buffalo Bills try to get healthy between now and then. A lot of guys have to heal up to get ready for the regular season. Time to run down credit for our fantastic crew here and back in our Amherst, New York studios. Our spotters, Mike Mullane and Mark Murphy. Parabolic microphone, Randy Jakes. On-site engineering, Todd Large. Game day production, Todd Brody. Program scheduling, Mary Jane Smith. Our network engineer is Derek Abbey. Chief engineer, Tom Matty. Director of engineering, Al Maranka. Director of sports sales, Jill Kowalski. Program director, Alan Davis. Odyssey Buffalo's market manager, Tim Wenger. Network game day producer, Zach Jones and Tanner Saunders. And your executive producer is Greg Harvey. Your final score here once again at the close of the preseason, Carolina 31, Buffalo 26 here on this Kids Day. A reminder once more, we'll catch you back here on the Bills Radio Network for a 1 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, September 8th, as the Bills open the season here at home at Highmark Stadium against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 1. Until then, For Eric Wood, this is Chris Brown saying so long. This is the Buffalo Bills Radio Network.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
Hey, it's Bulldog here. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then, with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon